All right, welcome back,
Well, hello
Savits.
there, Sophie.
Just in time.
I wonder what you were
Well,
doing.
welcome back, guys. I'm pretty sure you got some coffee, Savits. Well, so we're gonna head back into our second match of today, Forsenboys versus Nihilum. How are you guys doing today? And what do you think about this upcoming match, Savits? Start with you, since you're so eager to get back to casting.
Yeah, I can't wait for this. We saw some amazing stuff like the challenge. What's it called? Mysterious Challenger Paladin. It didn't work out so well, but it was really exciting to watch. And Forsenboys and Team Nihilum. Nihilum, especially, I think out of all the teams in the league, they have potentially put the most preparation into their matches. I know that those guys really think hard. They think as a team. They discuss strategies as a team. I'm excited to see how they are going to utilize the new cards. Forsenboys, I would imagine we're going to see Patron Warrior, Freeze Mage, something like some of the old stuff, but they might also innovate. And we see Shamans here right away from both teams.
Oh,
And there's actually two Shamans from Team Nihilum, which is probably graphic error.
Shaman is too good. All right, we're gonna have to fix that up because that is obviously incorrect. They cannot do that. So hopefully we got that sorted. But yeah, it seems like Shaman is going to be a pick for both classes. And what are we missing from normal? We actually have no druids. No druids at all.
Wow.
that's fair. I'm actually really excited to see these shamans because there's like so many variations of mid-range shaman these days. Like, I've seen some lists not even play Totem Golem, for example. I know like
Really?
Loyan. Well, you know Loyan, Savits. Loyan or 11.5.
Yeah.
He actually plays a list without Totem Golem.
Amazing. Yeah, it is a bit clunky. We talked about it a little bit before the previous match. That sometimes on early turns, when you play it on turn 2, it makes you hero power on turn 3, and that's not something you want to do. So it's a bit clunky in that sense. But it lets you get that early minion out there. It contests things like Juggler really well, kills it off while still surviving. It's a powerful card. I think it's a good card, but I can understand some players not choosing to play it.
Yeah, not only that, but you have the options to play like Mistcaller or like the 3/6 that buffs your other totems. It's just in quite a bit of flux right now. I know that both Osaka and RDU have favored Mech Shaman in the past, but with the advent of all these new mid-range decks, I feel like Mech Shaman is slightly worse these days.
Yeah, I think it's more likely that we're gonna see some of the new shamans, but I wouldn't completely rule it out that we're gonna see some mechs too. I don't think the deck would anyhow be too bad, but the main thing is that there's not that many new things for the mech decks to really run. Like how do you improve a mech shaman with the new cards?
Yeah, well, there is a mech that it's a 5/5 that gives +1/+1, but it's not like that amazing, especially in an aggressive deck.
Yeah, it fights for the same spot. You can't really run both Fell Reaver and that, and Fell Reaver on its own is already so amazing that I don't think that the new 5/5 would be that big of an improvement. And speaking of Shaman, we're gonna see the Shaman straight away from Ostkaka.
All right, Shaman versus. Oh, and yeah, we did fix the double Shaman. It's of course Taish playing Druid. I actually would be pretty surprised if Taish didn't play Druid. So there is a Druid in this series, and Osaka has been known for bringing a very mech Shaman, or like a very aggro Shaman in the previous weeks. But now that TG is out, do you think that Osaka is actually going to change the Shaman gear plan up?
Definitely possible. Ostkaka is a player who I think is more known for perfecting the gameplay on some of the lists instead of coming up with a lot of weird and wacky decks. He tends to go back to his comfort picks quite often, but with TGD out, it's interesting to see.
Well, I feel like out of all these 6 players, I feel like all 6 of them are fairly standard. I know like Life Coach does innovate, but he's not the kind of player who would innovate a deck on like day 2 of TGT. He's like the kind of guy who would like spend 2 weeks and then play a deck that he's been like perfecting for a long time. Meanwhile, Osaka, pretty standard. Tice is also a very standard player. RDU is slightly less standard, and I think out of all 6, Chalky is probably the one who's most likely to innovate some decks.
I think so too, yeah. But
RDU does bring some very wacky decks.
Yeah.
Who?
RDU brings a lot of wacky decks. We saw like they only see it in the one tournament where he brought like Narubar Ambusher to it, and they were like, "Whoa, what the heck is that doing there?"
And RDU was also one of the first ones to play the aggro paladin when it still wasn't that popular. I'm not sure if it was the first one, but one of the first ones for sure to play it in a competitive environment.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
Yeah, I
guess
think-
we'll get. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think he actually was the very first one.
It's quite possible. Tice Druid, yeah, I would imagine that it's going to be something with double combo still, but some new cards should be in there. Maybe the Living Roots and Aspirant, at least one, probably two. There are things that you can do with the new cards. We saw Hyped earlier on today play the new Forge drop, the what's it called? The 5/4.
Savage Combatant.
Savage Combatant.
Combatant, yeah. So if Hype thought that it's worth playing, maybe Thijs has come to the same conclusion.
Ooh, Ostkaka is going to stick with his guts, I guess, and bring the very aggressive Mech Shaman. And I think it's actually a good matchup against the Druid, no matter what Druid it is.
All right.
Just against standard Druid, it has a record of 15-6, so that's 71%.
Yeah, that's so good for the Shaman. But
And that is the dream opening, right?
Yeah. And Thijs not really doesn't really have the cards that he wants right now. He wants the Innervate, he wants the Wild Growth, he wants the Aspirant, he wants the Living Roots, if he put it in the deck. I could imagine that maybe somebody doesn't like the Living Roots, but personally I think it's quite amazing. I would be running two in my Druid, and maybe consider taking out Rot if you want to take something out. Oh, there we go. And he does have it now in his starting hand.
Alright, so do we expect any new cards in Ostkaka's deck?
No. Might be. I don't think that's gonna be any. I don't know. Like, what do you really put in Shaman?
Like, all the new cards are essentially like they make totems, which isn't really like it doesn't have any mech synergy, for
Right.
example.
Well,
I have to say, like, I like all these new additions to Druid decks, like the Living Roots and the Aspirant, because they give like Druid more options to contest the early game, and I feel like it makes Druid more consistent while still keeping the power level at around the same level.
I think so too. It's so amazing here. You normally in this matchup, it's like you have to coin a Wrath to deal with that, or the Godmaster is going to add up to something ridiculous like 9 or even 12 damage. That Living Root here, allowing Thijs to deal with it, and not only deal with it, but to keep the coin. That's a big deal.
Yeah, previously in in Shaman versus Druid matchups, Druids just can't deal with a one-drop very effectively, right? I mean, coining a Wrath, do you feel that good about that? Not really.
No, it's horrible. It doesn't even break even. You have to use the coin, and the coin it's for Druid. It's a big deal.
And so here we go. This is actually a real match. Thanks to Living Roots. Oh,
Whoa!
there it is.
What does he get out with? Imagine it's like a flame tongue or...
Oh man, imagine. That is a great card for Ostkaka. And wow, Tash is just like the biggest upside down frown there. Oh my god.
That was so huge. If Ostkaka, first of all, if he didn't draw that totemic, his turn would have been Hero Power Pass.
Right.
It's been so horrible. Now instead, he top-decks the totemic, and not only that, but he gets a good totem out. Look at that Wrath going down on the free minion, basically. Wow.
Oh man, what a turnaround.
And what is this Fire God gonna be?
Yeah, this fire guy could be really big.
Yeah, will Ostkaka keep getting this amazing RNG on his totems and his just random rolls that Shaman always has? Like, if you're always lucky, you play Shaman.
That's true. Like you have the crackles, you have the lightning storms. Everything is kind of like everywhere.
Wow.
So.
Six is like almost certainly the best.
6/6? Yeah, I mean, in this situation, since there's no big game hunter in Thijs' hand right now, the 7 would have been even a tiny bit better, but that 6 is so amazing.
Oh, an extra option here. You can actually route Biter into Spider Tank instead to clear, but then you're playing Fish Shaman, right? You do not want to clear. So just roll again.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Keep going face. Let's see if he gets another... Okay, that's a bit of worst result. But still, Ostkaka in a dominating position.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost impossible for the Druid to clear at this point. Druid of the Claw, it's so bad.
I mean, yeah.
It's so bad against that 6/6. Like, do you charge it or something? No, I guess you just have to play it and let it die to the 6/6. Try to find like some kind of clear next turn. Wow.
This cannot feel good from Taish.
Not at
Man,
all.
Skaka's feeling pretty happy about himself here. Lightning Bolt is gonna be more burn.
Wow, that's even better. I think use the spells to clear it. Go face for 10. Play the spider tank.
Well, would you roll a spell power here? It's like a perfect lava burst turn, right? But I get what you mean. You know, Lightning Bolt and the Rock Biter is actually a pretty decent.
Yeah.
mix. I do like that
Seems
the
to be
most.
solid. It even improves his board position. It's the same damage that you get to go to face, but you get to keep your minion at full health too.
Mm-hmm.
Then having a 4/6, 6/6, and a 3/4. What can Druid even do? Even if Druid had the perfect cards, there's almost no way to get rid of those.
Okay, Skaka's gonna see that play and does that after a little bit of thinking. And yeah, like you said, board is insane.
Oh my.
Alright,
Yeah.
Taj needs to find something insane in the Shredder. I think that's how you get back in the game.
How insane can it be?
And Norwich would be a good start, actually.
Oh wow, that would pull a lot of weight. I mean, if he was to get that.
Actually,
he's tricky.
would Dire Wolf be good? Or like Flame Tongue be good? Oh,
No, Flame Tongue would have. No. Not enough. This is little right now with the Lava Burst.
and yeah, Skaka's just gonna burn the first match down and put the first series to Forsenboys really, really quickly.
Just like that. Wow. That turn 3 Toremi, I think that was like the moment in the game where it just like Ostkaka took such a huge lead. There was not much that that Thais could do anymore.
Yeah, we were kind of speculating on what new TG
TGD
What
cards.
UT card? Yeah, there we
Could
go.
be
Fire
Actually-
Guard Destroyers, TG cards would be in that deck, and I think that Totemic it made a lot of sense because you have you have the Fire Guard Destroyer initially, right? So that's like just an overall really good card on average, and you might as well add the Tuskar Totemic because it's like a similar concept.
Yeah, what do you think he got for it? Maybe the power misses or?
No, I think
so good.
I think Power Maces are the reason you play Mech Shaman.
Okay, so you definitely want to keep those. I mean, it's quite powerful, that's true. So, but there was still the spider tank, yeah, so maybe he got on the higher end, like something like Fire Elementals made it a bit faster on that sense, or Dr. Boom.
Yeah.
It seems like
Plus,
the
I
burn
think-
deck that
I think the original
was
version, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't use any Fire Elementals or Dr. Brooms to begin with, anyways. So maybe cutting Leroy would be a thing.
Okay,
Yeah, cutting Leroy, maybe the second Doomhammer, perhaps.
yeah, that makes sense, because I feel like a lot of these games are, when you're playing Mech Shaman, it's so important to curve out nicely, and when you get to those later turns, even Doomhammer turns, the game might already be decided. So you have to run away with the game early. So you just have to improve your chances to curve out nicely.
All right.
So, yeah, I've played so many Mech Shaman games where it just you feel like the game the deck defeats itself by not having a drop on one of the early turns.
Yeah, definitely one of the weaknesses of the deck, and also just like even if they do curve out, it seems like their minions overall are slightly weaker than other decks.
Yep.
Yep, exactly.
Seems like Monk is just going to go in and out. Oh man. We should have a bet on like how long it will take to get Monk to actually fix his connection. Because this happens quite often. But yeah, we're just gonna have to wait till players choose their decks. Currently, they are they get to have like 1 minute between each game to select their decks, and see who's gonna step up to the plate. Forsenboys off to a great start. I think the what do you call it? When you have a new deck that comes up and you win with it, that's just amazing because like. If Oscar's Shaman actually lost the game, then Nihilum will actually expect to see that kind of deck and will be prepared for it, right?
Yeah, the surprise factor of the new cards is kind of out of the window then. I mean, I'm not saying that there's the much counterplay that you can do when you know that there's a Tusker Totemic, but maybe in some other scenarios, if there's more like more tech type of cards where the more situational cards. If you lose a game with a new deck with situational cards, your opponents knowing that it's in there, it might be a very valuable information.
Now we see Forsen's gonna step up to the plate with Warlock, and RDU is the one to be playing Shaman this time around.
Oh yeah! Wow. Yeah, I'm not even gonna guess what it is. It could be absolutely anything.
Yeah, RDU is definitely gonna play anything. And Forsen, well, Forsen did play a lot of Zoo. There was one week he actually played a Handlock to kind of, mix it up. But otherwise, I don't think Zoo got a lot of love in the TGT cards, right, Savish?
No, there's the discard mechanic thing, which could potentially spawn like a new archetype of aggressive zoo. But I kind of doubt that Forsen would ever like deck a deck like that so fast. So my guess would be that it's a fairly standard zoo from Forsen.
Oh, and I guess there's a Power of Warming that we just missed. Whoa!
Impaler!
Okay.
Well, if there's no deck that you played in, I guess it makes sense to play in this one because of the implosion mainly and other mechanics too, like Haunted Creepers if you have those. Wow, what a start, RDU.
Well, this might be pretty different. We'll have to see. Doomguard is not really what Forsen wants to see this early on.
No.
Yeah, this Gormok doesn't seem like it's gonna proc either. I guess Gormok does make sense, right? You have, a lot of Death Rattle creatures. You also have the Implosion, which actually activates it immediately.
Yeah. Let's see if RDU can pick up another mech.
Oh man!
Oh, it's usually the matchup is pretty rough for mech shaman, but this board, Zoo doesn't really run any AoE. Like, how does Forsen clear this?
Look at Forsen's face. That's hilarious.
Never am I ever lucky.
Oh, just looking at this board, it's like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Oh, there you
It's
go.
not good when the stakes are so high when you see your opponent go off like that.
Oh, how
man,
about
and the
Flame Totem? Oh man.
Sounds pretty good.
You don't say. Don't say. Alright, so we just put it we're directly in the middle of everything, and then we can have the Mech Corper trade for the Voidwalker. And then, oh wow! These Astros just gonna push for all the damage in the world.
Turn 3 and the entire hand is played from
Turn
from
3,
RDU.
right? Alright.
How? Wow.
Oh.
Maybe a Forsen decked in a Hellfire. Nope. That's not it.
Is that a good game?
Uh,
Lava Burst top deck? Do it. One time. Oh, that's fine too. I mean, come on.
yeah.
3 mana 8/8. Casually just play that. Seems fine.
Yep. Maybe like a.
Ooh,
big
no
game.
trades. Okay, that might be a little bit greedy, but I guess you have so much burn in your deck, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Implosion, not helpful. I think that's just game. I mean, there's no way to stop the Fell Reaver, is there?
Let's see. You can play Abusive into Wolf, and it actually clears the Fell Reaver, thereby summoning the Doomguard, right? So you Abusive a 1/1, you Wolf, and then the 1/1 clears the Archon, and then you clear the Fell Reaver with the rest.
You could actually play the Impaler here too. After Abusive into Impaler.
Yeah, but then you don't. Is it actually that good?
I don't know. Hold on. I'm just to see how this.
What are you actually impaling? Oh, I guess. Whoa! What? Wait, what?
No, that was a mistake.
Wait, no, that what?
I think he was planning to impale there. Now he's pausing.
Wait, no.
Yeah.
No, Forsen? Forsen?
No.
Not how it works! Oh man! Oh! Whoops. Well, I guess to be fair, he was gonna lose anyways, but
He's gonna lose anyway. That's true.
yeah, but still that was pretty funty.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Wait, was there actually a way to remove lethal off the board though?
I was never even planning to do the impaler. At that point, it's
There
no one
was-
knows anything.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there wasn't, but still pretty funny. That was actually the thing. I mean, there's one thing to saying that you want to keep Gormok, right? To have it to like show it off later, but it seems like Force did want to play it, but it didn't really work. So yeah. Well, the first game that ended up so quick.
Yeah, the double mech warper draw, it's just like anybody who has played with mech shaman or against mech shaman, when that thing happens, there's not much you can do to stop it really. Unless you play like handlock with a double hellfire. Not even consecration is not enough. There's very few AoEs that I can actually deal with those things in time. Hellfire might even be the only thing.
Well, there you go. Both shamans are going to receive a 100% win rate in our first day of ATLC. And we're not going to see those decks anymore because, yeah, they're just mech shamans. And they got two very, very... Well, I wouldn't say very, very good matchups. I think Artie just drew the nuts there. It's pretty hard to beat the nuts.
Yeah. It sure is. Mech shamans, out of all the shamans. I don't want to say I'm disappointed, but I guess I have to. I mean, I wouldn't see the mid-range. I wanted to see how to, like, how do you build it? But
Yeah,
it's understandable. With so much on the line, it's a pretty brave thing to do. Maybe a little bit too brave to just based on two days of TGD to bring out something completely new. So we can't really blame them.
Yeah. It's just that everyone has different opinions about what's good in mid-range shaman. That there's no consensus. There's like no one has like logicked it out to its entirety yet, to its finality.
Yeah, exactly. I'm 100% sure that there's going to be some kind of shaman which we might see maybe in a few weeks, maybe in a month, maybe in 2 months, that will be competitive, will work at least in some meta. Maybe not in all the metas. There might be some, for example, like freeze mage meta. It might be not a very good time to bring that because of the way that it works and the way that you can possibly get destroyed by AoE. But it should have its good matchups.
Well, here we go. We're moving on to the third game, where I think it's actually only the warlock and the druid that's different in the teams, right? So we already know that Forsen's running Zoo, and we already know that Taish is running the Living Roots druid, kind of typical druid, and everything else is still a mystery, I guess.
That is true. I wouldn't like I wouldn't say it for sure, but if I was a betting man, I would bet on both of the warriors being still patrons.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would also bet on Life Coach bringing a more control-y paladin, while Chalky brings a more aggro paladin.
That's also a good bet, actually.
Could be.
And I feel like if Chalky brought the aggro paladin to this match, he got the best matchup possible. Because I've been talking to him about these matchups for aggro paladin, and he says like the remainder of the decks in Nihilum's lineup, which are the freeze mage, the druid, and the patron warrior, or at least 3 of those, they're really favored against the paladin.
This is interesting because both of these players, they could be playing anything, but just based on their play styles, they're the exact opposites. Life Coach tends to drift towards the late game, slow decks, and Chalky loves to go face.
Yep. I mean, when's the last time you've seen Life Coach run Zoo over Handlock, right? Kind of also fits their personalities as well. And there we go, exactly.
Yeah.
Or imagine Archon Horse Rider does go face, and Life Coach's Sludge Belcher is a defensive card. So there you go.
Wow. Okay. Tuskar Jouster. It's going to be very important for Life Coach to win the joust eventually. But this hand from Life Coach, it's looking pretty bad. Well, not just pretty bad, it's looking terrible. The first play he has will be on turn 4. But he might end up top decking, he might find a shielded minibot, Masterful Battle, but he really needs those cards right now. Ooh! Oh, that's a good card.
That's pretty good. That is actually...
Yeah, absolutely the best thing he could have even hoped for.
But now, of course, we have to see some juggles. That first one missed. That's not really that good. And there we go. That's okay.
The second,
but still going for face.
That's exactly how he wanted the juggles to go. Because even though he can't prevent, there's no way to prevent the trade from happening with the shielded minibot to the juggler. But if both of those went to face, then the shielded minibot would even survive.
Right, definitely. But here. We see that Life Coach actually has an answer next turn with the Consecration against this muster.
Yep.
It's gonna be pretty powerful.
It could be.
Still, initiative is still on Chucky's side, right? Because after consecration, it's still Chucky's first turn to play a minion.
Chucky is curving out really nicely here too. That Shredder. It can be a problem if you draw it later on because of them. Well, not really a problem, but if you like draw multiple of those or like turn 4 is when you want to play it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mess up the divine favors that way. There's no divine favor yet, so it is possible that Chucky would run out of gas, but I just seem a little bit ahead now. It's interesting. I don't know. The Belcher is going to be painful to deal with.
Oh wow!
Ooh, that's gonna help with the Belcher.
Well.
That's really good. The Belcher
the
will hit
Argus,
the board right now.
it's actually insane.
That will the perfect way for Chucky to get through it.
Exactly. I wonder how much this matchup depends on the Joust actually winning from Tuskar Jouster. Because at some point, Life Coach has to stabilize, right? There's equality, there's muster. I guess Chucky equality is not terrific against Chucky's minions, anyways, but still an option. We'll have to see. But the Argus is definitely like huge.
If Life Coach knew that there is a bit like a defender of Argus coming, he probably would have went with a different line of play. But in this situation, how do you predict that? I don't think you can.
Especially since you actually, I don't think Chucky has ever run Defender of Argus in his decks, in his Aggro Paladin decks.
I can't remember seeing that from Chucky. Oh, well, Life Coach looking for the second consecration.
What? Whoa!
That's surprising.
I guess you run that over Zombie Chow, right? So are you really that confident in winning a Joust to actually have a 50-50 roll on the stat line just so your opponent can't heal for,
I wouldn't be, but apparently Life Coach is. Because that's also like it kind of. Well, so does Zombie Chow. I was gonna say that it ruins the Joust for the other Joust cards like the Tuskar, but so does the Zombie Chow. Let's see.
Kill to Sun, that's actually pretty funny. How it's actually revealed. And let's do it again in the back.
Win the Joust.
No.
Yeah. Well, that was the better way around for Life Coach, for sure.
That's
like,
true.
If he had only one Joust there, that's how he wanted it to be.
Right. Well, back over to Chucky here.
Yeah, I mean, there's pretty good trade with the 5-1, but he knows that Life Coach doesn't really have a way to deal with that, so maybe he only cleared that 1-2. I don't think you play around the second consecration. You know that it's not in there, and Life Coach shouldn't draw any additional cards.
Exactly. Sometimes you just have to hit the face.
Yep.
That's one way to win, right? You hit your opponent down to 0.
So much damage. Not the Joust not too helpful in the end. If he lost the Joust, he would be down to 3 and 0 chance to win. Oh, that had to be the consecration.
Yeah, way too heavy. So like we predicted, right? Life Coach is running more of a control paladin, and Chucky's aggression is gonna take the game.
Unless Shredder things happen. I think the Shredder is Life Coach's only chance now.
Shredder things, okay. Yeah, there's always a non-0% chance that actually helps you out. So you might as well just have a look at what it is, and then just, go from there.
Aside from that, I don't see a way to survive. There's nothing. There's nothing.
No, not in this current predicament. Definitely not.
I think it even has to be exactly Doomser. If it's an explosive ship, it's going to be protected behind the 2-1 squire.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. Not even like unstable gold.
Not stable with rule. I guess he can equality and hit it with the master. Nope, that's not it. And that's game.
Alright. Well, aggro does beat control, and Chucky is going to take second win for Forsenboys.
Just like that. Oh, pretty sweet hand. A little bit slow from Life Coach. He did find the shielded mini, but I think the game would have been over on like turn 4 if he never got the mini. But yeah, it seems like a good matchup. There's some new things maybe that could be like they are added, especially to the slower paladin. But in general, I think that matchup favors the fast one quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's just like seeing the Kel'Thuzad too. I mean, the divine favors were there for Chucky, and he could have drawn those. There's no way for the slow paladin to dump the entire hand fast enough. So divine favors guaranteed to draw a lot.
Yeah. But and then again, we have to account for the fact that Chucky got a really good matchup there. If you just look at I think every other matchup that aggro paladin would have been unfavored against, the patron warrior, the druid, probably freeze mage, and the hunter, of course.
Yeah, definitely one of the better ones. So that's one Forsenboys right there. I don't think there was any like mind games really. It's so early on, and so many decks are still open. So it was just a bit of luck. And yeah, just like that, 2-1 Forsenboys. So what to go with next? There's still so many decks open that there's no real mind games going into it, or is it because of is there like do the mind games start here? Life Coach lost the previous game, so do you predict that it will be somebody else playing? Does it affect the decision on what deck to go for?
The bench system does affect it, but I guess early on, there's just so many permutations you can do with all the matches, right? It's 6 decks for 6 decks. So a good strategy would just be go with the strongest deck. And not only can you just win games and gain momentum, you actually have like a clear picture on what the matchups in the future are going to look like. And you can like plan a little bit better. Also, you dodge the bench rule, right, by winning. So winning is good. Winning is a good strategy.
Yeah, I like winning. Yeah, that's pretty good. So
Indeed.
So do you go with like a patrons from Forsenboys then? I guess it would be.
I guess you can. And once again, you also have like the 3-man strategy, right? Where you want to keep all 3 players in as long as possible and not have one person advance through, so that your opponent can choose a good matchup. We saw that Temple Storm kind of struggled in the middle when Hyped already was the first one to just go 2-0. But yeah. So
speaking of fence rule, yeah. So it could be that if Forsenboys go for the same thing, that they would have Forsen play either the mage or the warlock now.
Yeah, it seems like Freeze Mage is a very valid choice. It does have overall very strong matchups, and if Nihilum actually predicts that, then they will have to go with like say the warrior perhaps.
Or Druid. Druid could be safe from Nihilum.
Yeah,
maybe.
Druid.
What's the worst thing that can happen if they go Druid?
Yeah, Druid is there's always like the dream with like ramp and whatnot, so there's always good matchups. And there's also Hunter, right? Like Monk said, Druid is favored against Hunter.
It's amazing how good Druid is based on the statistics. I don't feel like it's that amazing, but I suppose it's just some of the losses are so memorable. Like when you don't show the wild growth, it's just like some of the losses with Druid are so one-sided that it feels like it's losing more games than it actually is.
Not only that, but you have to consider that most people consider Druid to be one of the easier decks to pilot. So it could be possible that Druid players are just making fewer mistakes in tournaments.
Yeah, that's possible. That is true. Like Druid, personally, I think. I don't know. It's really impossible to say what is the easiest deck to play. But Druid seems to be one of the most like straightforward decks, and you just often you look at how much mana you have, and you make the most powerful play with the amount of mana that you have. You can say that applies to a lot of decks, but some of the decks have like more options where they utilize all of their mana, like different paths, different routes on how to do it. But Druid kind of just has a lot of minions. So.
Yeah, I mean, we also kind of predicted this kind of matchup, right? Where it's going to be like Freeze Mage when Forsen goes.
Wow, that's actually pretty funny. Like we predicted it, like Freeze would make sense for Forsenboys, and then like Druid, the safe pick, they went exactly for that.
Yeah. Cool. Well, Forsen has a pretty good starting hand, contrary to the previous weeks where he would actually start up all the secrets in his hand, and then all the AOE's in a Freeze Mage mirror. It might happen. It might happen again. You see the ice block.
That's down to hero power. I don't think that Forsen's hand is that amazing, but it definitely could be a lot worse.
Touched a little bit of mind games there.
Like maybe trying to bluff that he has access to inner right or something.
Yep, something like that probably.
There's always a wild growth would have happened, so you can bluff a wild growth.
Yeah, sure, why not? I mean,
the next level plays, not fast. Save it for later on.
Because you have like you have an option to bluff, So why not take it anyways, I guess.
Yeah, you can throw a card with Wild Growth on turn 10.
Oh,
so
man.
if you don't cast it on turn 2, that's pretty good. You can cycle it. With Chromacus, you can draw like a lot of cards.
Oh, wow. Forsen's actually going to establish his second acolyte.
Yeah.
Now, I know in general you want to silence off, like, you want to save your keepers for the Doomsayers, but you just have these, like, 2 really juicy acolytes on the board. Do they deserve a silence?
It seems like silence can also work in a way with when you're playing place like freezes your board. It actually acts as like a surprise lethal. Not to also mention that keeper can sometimes just ping the face and go through ice barrier, right? Usually, 2 ice blocks are over,
Right.
and then they have an ice barrier up, and you have nothing else to do, and keeper actually accomplishes that. But it feels like Taish feels like, card draw is just too important for the freeze mage, and it's just gonna silence it off.
Yeah, because that's silence right there. It doesn't prevent just one draw, it prevents 2. Because turn 4, it's kind of guaranteed that the thing would have happened on that if he didn't go for it. So it makes sense. It feels bad because now you know that if the Doomsayer Nova goes off, there's probably nothing you can do to stop it. But still very good. That Emperor coming next turn, but right now, Druid of the Claw, you're gonna be mana efficient.
And yep, going straight to the face, I guess, would be nice. You are racing a freeze mage. You do not want to give them a lot of time to develop their card draw.
Right.
Man, at this point, imagine how sick Frost of a Doomsayer would be after you've seen the Keeper of the Grove come down.
Yeah.
I feel like in this particular matchup, it's all like 70% of it is about whether a Doomsayer does get off. Like if it does get off, the freeze player's chances of winning the game just skyrocket immensely.
I agree. But Dice does have the Wrath swipe, so that is 7 damage. So there is that optional way to deal with it. It doesn't feel good to use 2 cards like that. And now he even drew the second keeper, by the way.
Yeah, that's perfect. And Forsen is not looking like he's in a good spot. Forced to Ice Lance the Emperor to kill it, and that's a little bit of burn lost.
Yeah, it doesn't feel great, but at least he had a way to deal with it, and it didn't need to like use 2 frost bolts or on it or anything like that.
Yeah, to be fair though, I feel like the freeze mage player looks like he's always losing this matchup, and then all of a sudden sometimes like they just like Alexstrasza burn to face, and they're like, oh, I just won all of a sudden.
That's true. Oh, not placing the Shredder in the middle.
We'll see if it gets punished by that.
Yeah,
It should be like every time you don't place in the middle, it should spawn either a Flame Tongue or Direwolf Alpha, if you ask me.
I actually casted a game recently where a player missed lethal because his Shredder spawned. He placed his Shredder on the incorrect side of his other minion, and it spawned a Direwolf Alpha, and he tried to Force of Nature, but then like the trees appeared on the wrong side.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so middle and then right and then left, right?
Yeah.
So that's the priority. So Violet Teacher is an interesting tech.
Yeah, it is. I wonder if there's other deck cards in there, like Power of the Wild then. Because if you run Violet Teacher, Power of the Wild suddenly becomes kind of good.
Right. I mean, is a Couture drop?
Yes.
If you don't have minions. Alright, here's a board full of stuff. And Forsen doesn't really have a way to kill the stuff.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's really interesting how everyone is bringing different 4-drops into this new type of druid, but everyone agrees that you need like around 4 4-drops.
Okay. Oh, with the keeper, that's 6, right?
Well, 6, yes, or like the 4 solid 4-drops that you just want to throw on the board immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you have the Amnesiac Shogun Yeti. You have Tice bringing Violet Teacher, and you have Hyped bringing Savage Combatant.
Yeah.
I think it's the reason mostly because of the Tornassus Aspirant. Because you get to more easily ramp from 2 mana to 4 mana. It used to be just the Shredders and Keepers, but now it's like, okay, there's more ways to go straight to 4, so... Yeah. By the way, getting a Loot Horror, not too bad. Definitely one of the better ones. So you silence the Loot Horror, go face for 2? No?
Whoa.
Wow, the plays.
That's
I
a
like
double
it.
draw.
I like it a lot. Wow, it's a really good
That's
play.
really good. I didn't even see that. I think that's pretty smart. Trying to find a big minion to play. And he did find the Shredder. Shredder is the biggest, but the best they can do. At least something gets left behind from that.
Mm-hmm.
Like
If
even
your
if there is
port
a
goes up.
flame strike, that is.
Exactly. Oh. Far right.
So, do you Alex Strauss now? Go for
I
the
mean,
top X?
I guess you have to, right? I mean, at this position, you just kind of have to do it.
This is looking exactly like Monk was describing how the matchup can go sometimes. Like, Freeze Mage looks like it's not doing well at all, and then boom, Alex Strauss.
Yeah, but is it actually that good? You can, what Taish can do is actually sacrifice a creature, play Ancient of Lore, and just armor up every single turn and get out of that range of a burst. Your opponent is only holding 5 cards, you know. And also, if like Forsen already used an Ice Lance, there's not going to be that much burst coming in.
Yeah, there might be a pyro in there, so that would help. And with the ice block is the first ice block is not even getting triggered right now. And then with another one in hand, there might be enough time to like pick up their pieces. You know, it seems a little bit like he's going to need that pyro. Like without the pyro, it's going to be hard. Going to up to 24. Wow. And if he gets Antoniras, it's only going to be one fireball extra.
Yeah, so it's not going to be that good. Oh wow, Tesh actually feels like you should develop. Counting out lethal damage, of course, and it feels like that Shade is important to pop the block.
Ooh.
And the punish.
Wow. But we can't blame Thais for this. Thais kind of knew that it's unlikely there to be a Flame Strike, because the previous turn was so good for Flame Strike already and it didn't happen. So I would have also just played that up.
Right.
But yeah, punish is happening right here.
It's forcing thinking of something a bit more creative, though.
No way.
He's probably just thinking about like what to ping.
True.
Either the 5/5 or the 3/5.
I
Well,
think you
ping the explosive sheep.
Yeah, you ping the explosive sheep. Ooh!
Ooh.
Interesting shredders this game. First one the loot score, that one Ruby and Egg. That's kind of a tough call here. What do you think? You don't want to. You don't have, like Forsen doesn't have any more AoE, so the ones are scary because there might be a roar coming.
Yeah, it's actually very sick that Wild Grove actually summons 2/1/1s.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dr. Boom.
That's pretty good. Just do that. Keep hero power, I guess.
Yep. Tash already missed the hero power last turn.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Forsen needs some help. Oh, that's burned, but oh
Okay.
my god, it's so high right now.
So how much is that now if he gets the last Ice Lance? He used one Ice Lance on the Emperor Tourism, so he only has one remaining. But if he was to pick it up, it would be 23. No, it's not enough.
Well, I mean, whatever. Oh, so wow, just gonna drop and heal.
Yeah.
If he actually
phase.
just Frostbolt, Fireball, that puts his opponent in range for the Pyroblast
Pyro.
next turn.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, if you have an ice block in your play, and you have another ice block that you're gonna play soon, usually you just wanna like spam the ping as much. So Fireball, ping would have been the better play than Frostbolt, because otherwise you're gonna lose 1 damage, and I ever took that back.
Right. Okay, checking the Boombot first. Hoping to roll high on something.
No,
Ooh.
that's the maximum on the wrong thing.
Yeah. 2 of it getting kind of wasted. That's
A little
okay.
bit.
Let's see what he picks up. Azure Drake.
Not bad.
Yeah, he's trying to draw for, I believe, Lothep or... well, that's useless. Lothep or the last lore.
Or Roar would be nice too.
Oh yeah, Roar. Yeah.
A lot of solid cards overall.
No, Roar would have been nice earlier if let him like pop the block, but I think now it's like... well, it does still help. Like if the entire board gets frozen, then he can still pop with the combo from hand. There's the ice lands, but it's simply not enough burn.
And of course, it is your last freeze, that Frostbolt, so you have to use Frostbolt with the Ice Lance.
Yeah, so how about like Fireball, Frostbolt, Ice Lands? Then if you get an Antonidas, you can go Antonidas Ice Block, then you have double Fireballs. Would that be enough? It would be, if there's no heal.
Yeah, that seems okay.
What about Arcane Intellect? Just
There's
Antonidas. Wow, it actually would have been the next card to draw.
So
So
wait,
now-
we can't even Antonidas and Frostbolt's Ice Lance next turn.
It doesn't
That's
work
right.
anymore.
Well, most likely he'll Archmage Antonidas and then Ice Block.
Yeah, he has to Ice Block.
And then the problem with that is he'll only have 15 damage on the very next turn.
Yeah, if he went for the other play, like without the Arcane Intellect, he would have actually drawn the exact cards that he needed. Like the play that I was first like suggesting. But how do you know that the Archmage is the very next card? Like you can't know it. It's like the only scenario where it would have been strictly there.
Yeah, Forsen has no more Frostbolts or Ice Lances. Those are the only copies of each. And well,
If he has the Pyro, I guess this is like where you just go all in and hope to top deck it. Right?
true. Yes, very true.
Seems like the only potential. But if there's no Pyro, then there's also no hope, I believe.
Okay, I like that play. So yeah, let's just do that.
Just play all the force spells.
Yep. So yeah, all the left hand side spells.
Yep. There's no burn left, so like Emperor plays, those don't accomplish anything.
Yeah, there's actually a really good possibility that Forsen doesn't have Pyro in his deck. I know a lot of people have been cutting it just to deal with the number of patron warriors on the ladder or in these kind of tournaments, and Pyro isn't really a card that you really want to be using. Most oftentimes it just deals 10 damage to your opponent's armor, and you'd rather deal with patrons rather than deal damage in that matchup.
Alright, here we go.
I don't see a way to win with this play, but I mean, if he doesn't have the Pyro, I guess that's like... You just hope to get a Frost Nova or something, and then like your opponent not have any damage. But this, I think every single of like every single one of those would pop the block, even through like everything being frozen. Well, not the Roar. All those other 4 cards, other 5 cards would do it. Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Not sure why he cast.
Doomsayer is way too late. So that's it. Forsen's gonna drop this game. I don't see an out.
No, there's no way.
If only Forsen only had one more mana, you know? One more mana would have cut it.
Yeah, it was actually a really close game, and it's kind of indicative of the fact that this matchup is generally closer than most people think. It's actually around like 57% ish, whereas I think like most players would give it somewhere around 70%.
Yeah. But the Emperor a tiny bit there. No, making the honorable Subaru here.
Yep.
Being boom, but nice job. If he managed to somehow squeeze in the Emperor in early turn, if even one of those spells was discounted, he had the Fireball, he had the Fireballs, the Frostbolt Ice, like you were mentioning that, like you mentioned that it was 1 mana off from lethal, so no matter how early the Emperor was played, if just like 1 Frostbolt was discounted, it would have been enough. Emperor Taurus is definitely one of the most important cards, if not the most important in that matchup, and he just never had the time to play it.
Yeah, I think even though Emperor, it probably helped out Freeze Mage and Druid more than any other deck. I'd have to say it helped Freeze Mage slightly more, especially in like the Freeze Mage versus Druid matchup.
Yeah.
Yep. Very true.
Always
Yep, heading back to the head-to-head screen here. 2-2. This is actually going to be very close, and I assume this is going to be very, very close as well. I mean, it is phase 2 after all. We have the top 6 in a sense. And then I can only imagine how, what kind of play we're going to see in the finale. Yeah, the finale is obviously going to be in September 11th to 13th. And players are going to have much more time to kind of like feel out the meta, feel out what decks are good, what cards are good, and it's going to be even more insane there. This is just like a taste of what's about to happen, you know?
Yeah, pretty awesome. Right now, some of the players might have been, because there's so much on the line and so little time to prepare the deck. Some of these players might be a little bit scared to be bringing out completely new strategy. And we've seen it that most of the decks have been more or less like the same old stuff. Just a couple of cards added in. The one deck that we have seen completely new so far was the reason why Team Archon lost the first match of the day.
No, I mean, I would say that Eloise's deck was pretty much completely new. It was like, it had a zoo base, but I felt like it only had around like 10 of the normal zoo cards.
Alright, fair enough. There was actually a lot in there. Then the Gar was playing some of the new cards. Yeah, the Priest. The Dragon Priest, I guess.
Oh, Dragon Priest, of course.
Yeah.
So there has been some innovations, but still, like, most of the decks have been old stuff.
Right.
Yeah. It's just like some of these decks are just so tried and true that you just have to stick to them, and you can make small improvements to decks like the Druid. And I think like even though TGT has only been out for 2 days ish, I think the improvements made to Druid will stick. Like the aspirants and the roots are probably like gonna still be in Druid 1 month down the line.
I think so. At least the roots. I like the roots a lot. The aspirant, it seems it's really good when you get in early then, but it's so bad later on. So I've been thinking about it. If maybe running just one to make it less likely. So you have like just enough, because if you end up with wild growth and an aspirant, but then you can't really cast both of them. So is just one aspirant maybe the number to play? Because I think that the wild growth is still the better card. But it's a good, like, aspirant is still a good card, that's for sure.
All right. Next up is going to be Forsen again on Freeze Mage. You can play against the Life Coach, control Paladin-ish, mid-range. We know that Life Coach is playing a slow Paladin. And once again, the bench rule is in play. Forsen, if he loses this game, he will be benched and not be able to queue any more games until one of his teammates wins one.
Yeah, Forsenboys getting the edge here with the matchups. Some good mind games from them. Nihilum probably not expecting to see the freeze mages right after. And Forsenboys risking the bench by Forsen with having him play again, but it has resulted in the Forsenboys getting a very favorable matchup. This is one of the better ones when you're playing freeze. Just the way that that Paladin has to get a strong board going in order to deal damage. And the amount of AoE in the freeze mage, it's really good for the mage.
Yeah, with Kel to Sod in a Paladin list, it seems like Life Coach is really looking to get the value game and seal your opponent's mid-range deck out. We know that on a big board, and if Life Coach actually just trades for stuff, and then plays KT, the game is just over, right?
In this matchup, it seems worthless.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely worthless. It was just much rather have something like a Ragnaros.
Oh, this is a very good stuff for Life Coach. I mean, it's a 2-drop into a 2-drop. You actually have something to play. Usually, Paladin skip the turn 1, and that's actually not enough pressure. So
yeah,
very good.
It seems like a decent start. I think he knows he knows that he needs to kind of end this game quickly, and with the double mini-bots. Even though we might see some rope action here, I'm like 99% sure that we're gonna see the mini-bot come out.
Indeed. Oh, Life Coach just doing Life Coach things. Kind of think of all the possibilities and of course future possibilities.
I mean, he could coin out the equality, but that's not very good.
You don't think?
No.
I think you could actually, you could actually play. Oh wow! He's not gonna...
Wow, no mini bot. I mean, if he only had one, then I would never coin that. But with two, I would have leaned towards coining it. Interesting.
Wow, look at this. This could have been so good. He could have turn 3 Aldo Peacekeeper and then turn 4 Shredder. I feel like you really want to drop Aldo as like a 3/3 in this matchup and just go phase.
That ripped mini bot. It's like Forsen ahead on tempo right now. Interestingly enough.
Bear is gonna come out. We do see the Tuskar Jouster in hand.
I'm gonna be really curious as to the timing of when Life Coach is gonna use that Jouster, because we saw Eloise kind of hold back on the Jouster on her turn 5, and it turned out eventually that she was missing 2 extra damage to kill off Firebat. So it might just be correct to just play it on curve and get out the most damage possible.
Yeah, at the same time, it's kind of like the healing, right? I mean, if you're counting your healing cards, maybe you're just running like you're cutting heal buff for it, and suddenly you cannot win after your opponent Alex tries to ice block you, and then follows with another ice block, for example. That's even worse. So yeah, it's interesting.
Wow, Life Coach really like living up to his reputation here.
Well, right now it seems like Forsen and Life Coach hasn't got a game so far, right? So I guess the the kind of stress is kind of on the line.
Forsen on the other hand, he's like playing super fast. His turns is like boom boom. But I mean, he has a lot of time between like during Life Coach's turns to consider all the options, I guess.
Yeah, we also saw Life Coach. He struggled a bit against Liquid last week, in which he made a few mistakes during his game and almost cost his team the championship or the playoff position.
Yep, it was really close to, right? Oh man, it was so brutal to watch, especially if you're a teammate of Life Coaches. You guys, like, both Adi and Taish got 2-0, and then Life Coach just dropping game after game. It was kind of brutal.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're gonna put your hopes in anyone, it might as well be like a player of Life Coach's caliber.
Still, things sometimes don't go your way, and it could be very stressful. Forsen is actually doing a very good job of keeping his life total very high and drawing a lot of cards, while maintaining a little bit of a board control here.
The double icebox not fantastic, but this life total, it's just he should have a lot of time. There's no good way for Life Coach to deal with the Doomsayer right now either. There's like Life Coach does have the equality, so there is he can kill it eventually with like equality through silver. So it's like one of those moments, like in some classes like Priest, if they don't have Shadow of Pain, and Paladin, sometimes it's just impossible to deal with the Doomsayer. And once the Doomsayer goes off, it's very, very, very good situation for them, for the mage player. Alright.
Well, not much to do here, to be honest. You don't want to use your burn ever, so like even though fireballing the Belcher and then bumping it in would be kind of good value, you don't want to do that. So it's probably just like a passage turn. So like just set up a secret, ping your Acolyte, and you're not gonna overdraw no matter what.
That's true. I like it. Yep.
Is there a reason not to ping first though?
Well, I guess it should ping first in case you get like barrier, so you can play barrier first.
Aren't both barriers out already, or is that just one?
I feel like that was just one. I'm not sure.
It's interesting. Well, I find it interesting that he's not trying to maximize the card draw.
Maybe he feels like there's enough pressure on the board that he can't really get both Acolytes out really efficiently.
Guess.
If your opponent does hit an Acolyte, it's kind of like a heal for 3 and draw a card.
It's true.
Kind of. Yeah. So that's kind of worth 3 life. I guess that's why Acolyte is in this deck in the first place. It's just it demands removal.
Yeah, but he did get more card draw. With the Archon in, like, it seems to have really paid off. But in case that he didn't, like, find the cards just yet, it would have at least been an option to try and play one Acolyte first, squeeze in all the cards you can from it, then squeeze in the maximum cards from the second one afterwards.
That's a really interesting play. He equips the True Silver, and I guess he just wants to use it for healing, essentially.
Yeah.
Saying it for a rainy day.
Yeah, like, has he given up on trying to kill the mage and trying to just maybe out heal the damage? I'm not sure.
Yeah, you do have two swords. Feels like you kind of want to put in the damage, but at the same time, if you don't follow through, then the heal will be wasted. And yeah, it's actually a twofold card where you not only deal 4 damage, but you heal 2 life.
On the other hand, it has the second True Silver too. With 2 True Silvers, do you really need to save the charges?
This has been just a really slow game. Not just because Life Coach is playing, but because both players have been playing like pretty defensively here.
Yep.
You can see like as the Fuse Mage player on turn 7, you're still at 28 health.
I mean, they're both pretty defensive decks, right? Until that one burst turn. Unfortunately, for Paladin, it's not that one burst turn. It's the value game where, you know, you trade minions with your True Silvers, you get them back with KT. So, different game plan. So, the one that actually wants to burst your opponent has a slight advantage.
Yeah. Life goes with the True Silver, with the Tusker chose to run the Leon hands. That could be a 15 healing in his hand. Potentially. He has to win the joust. But after the Alexstrasza is gone, I guess he might be favored to do so. There's still things that ruin it. Like the joust from the Tusker is not reliable at all when you have those shielded mini-pots, for example, in the deck.
To be honest, I think it's actually quite reliable after your opponent uses Alexstrasza, right? Because like their big guy is gone, and then Antonidas might probably be in the hand, and then you're facing like what Emperor for 6, and then everything else you can sort of beat. Now, one of the problems Life Coach is running into is that he does run the Gadgetzan Jouster, and that is a 1-drop. And when you joust with 1-drop, you pretty much lose with everything, unless your opponent has no more minions in their deck.
He probably has like a second. Well, he does. He played both the shielded minions, but there should be like a second juggler in there. He's favored for sure when the joust happens. But it's not still like a 100% win.
There's also
finding the stuff in it.
There's also the possibility that the Alexstrasza and the Emperor are like the last 2 cards remaining in the Freeze Mage's deck. And if that happens, there's a possibility that that Forsen will, or that Life Coach will just be able to like heal out the damage out of the way.
Right. The end might be coming. Life Coach can deal with it with equality.
Oh! Does that help?
No.
No? Yeah, no. Actually. Oops.
It almost helps. I mean, if you had like 1 more mana, you could equality coin and then Kel'Thuzad, and that like kind of saves your board against any type of clear. I actually was wondering, like, when he's been keeping this coin for so long, is it because he wants to go into like turn 7 Tyrion, for example?
I'm not really sure. I think it's just like a bad bad decision not to coin out a mini bot in turn 1 because he had Life Coach has such a good curve.
It would have the game would look completely different if he did go with that. It would have been like completely different. At all times, I think there would have been 1 minion from the Paladin side of the border going phase, which would have added up to a lot of damage over the 8 turns. Wow, not using the equality, just letting the Doomsayer happen. I mean, I guess it doesn't kill all that much.
And again, he's just being as defensively as as defensively as possible.
Yep.
It's like kind of working out since Forsen, he has like all these cards, but he can't actually use any of them that effectively.
His hand is full right now, so he needs to throw something away. I don't even play like the heal, but it gets almost wasted. Do you throw away the Blizzard? That doesn't feel good either.
Maybe you could.
I guess
it's the Blizzard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw your Doomsayer just went off, so it's likely if you have a second Doomsayer and if you have the Frost Nova combo with it, if you use it again, more likely than not, it will probably go off the second time.
I like this. He's setting up for the Antonidas here. That has to be the plan. He wants the Life Coach not to play anything, so he can play the Antonidas Frostbolt Islands on an empty board, but it's not gonna work out. I think we're gonna see an equality. See, he still has the Alder Peacekeeper for potential Alexstrasza. That's the last Doomsayer. Like, it's such a tempo. If you equality and killed it off, it lets you play the Emperor, which is so powerful.
Yeah, you can even consider, say, knife juggling and coining the Emperor instead, and just save the sword from like being used.
Oh yeah, that's true. But I mean, he might not hit the knife, but he can always try. Maybe you don't need the coin anymore.
Whoa!
What?
Whoa!
Oh man, so he's just taking the discounts and letting it die.
Count. I will throw that off, and it's really weird.
That's interesting.
It's weird because
Uh-oh.
it's like if he hadn't done that, the Emperor would still be alive, and Forsen would have to spend some amount of like energy to clear it off. It's like tanking damage as well.
I don't think that worked out very well for life cuts there.
No, well, not at all. I mean, look at Forsen's hand. It's gonna be insane next turn. He can Forsen can actually draw 4 fireballs, so the Tuskar Juster is just gonna like heal for 1 fireball. A little bit too crazy there. That Emperor top deck was definitely what Forsen looked for.
4 fireballs for Forsen potentially. Oh my goodness. That's incredible.
Yeah, not only that, but it'll take quite a bit of work to clear off this Emperor.
Yeah. He needs to juggle it, then he can use the weapon.
Alright, Garrison Jouster. What's it gonna be? Alright, that's a win.
Oh, so he runs a Jouster and a
extra.
Healbot.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh man, if he doesn't hit the juggle, this is so bad. He has to hit the juggle.
Okay.
Oh, he gets... That was very important. He probably would have went with something like a coin hero power if he didn't hit that and tried one more time. Obviously you can't leave that up, so yeah.
Yeah.
Forsen must feel slightly bad that he lost that joust because he only has about 3 minions left in his deck.
Yeah.
And one of them is Alexstrasza.
Alexstrasza and
It's
what else?
Alexstrasza, Scientist, Hoarder.
Sounds about right, yeah.
But here's the good part. Like, if right now, I think if Forsen draws the Mad Scientist, he'll win like pretty much every joust.
What to do?
Yeah,
What to
you can say that. But yeah, I think it's definitely gonna go first here. I mean, I really don't see why. You just throw 4 fireballs, and it's just too many.
5 fireballs.
With 1, 2. Oh yeah, 5 with the coin. Yeah. Makes sense.
Oh.
Okay, I think it's time to start healing.
Yeah, this
Yeah?
is the joust that really matters, not the previous one.
But you also need to kill the Antonitis, so
Yeah.
Consecrate is a good draw. You don't need to take further. Asher cannot attack anything, right? So, yeah.
You can try with
Wait.
Alder first. Hold on. Like Alder, Tuskar, Consecration. He needs to hit 1 knife. Or he can just go for the equality if he wants to be completely safe.
No, I'll play the turtle here.
Alright. Here you go. This joust, it's absolutely huge. I think Forsen is still ahead even if Life Coach wins the...
Oh.
And that's
Oh, brutal.
Yeah.
Forsen's pretty happy about that.
oh yeah, that was such a huge deal.
Smiling.
So this is actually the worst case scenario for Life Coach because he's gone down to below 14, but Forsen still had the Alexstrasza in his deck. So he's gonna like guaranteed to win jousts.
So not drawing the Alexstrasza kind of paid off, I guess.
Wow. If you want to buy more time, Forsen, you can.
Nah, I think it. Well, it's just like he could ping phase, like Flamestrike and ping phase. No, but then the True Silver.
You kill the total card. Just card. Yeah.
Yeah, then the True Silver would do it. Maybe like double fireball and just being the KT, or okay. You could wait for the Alexstrasza.
Yeah, I like this. Because like if your opponent is scared of using any form of heal now, right? And you also threaten with Frostbolt, like as soon as you draw Frostbolt, the game is over. Actually not. Yeah, there's the sword hit, right? So
there's the signature life coach piloted Sky Golem.
he does like that card a lot.
Yeah,
So
out of all the pros, he's like the only player who uses that card, and he even used it in Druid for a while.
Yeah, I used it for a little while, but not for that long. I played it in like a couple of tournaments, but that's it. Do you play it right now? I mean, you saw that you were not dead at 14. You can heal back to 16. He also, Life Coach knows that there's still the Alex Traza in the deck, so is healing right now a bad idea?
What's the deck card? So we have 4 cards for Forsen left, and then we have 14 cards for Life Coach. It's gonna go with heal. Alex Traza's not on deck, and just go like, oh, heal bot as well. This is kind of like a medic shaman, a medic paladin. That's what I meant.
So let's play some tempo cards here. Knife Juggler, Coin, Hero Power.
You could also save the coin for something else right now. Oh,
What?
Jesus.
Oh man.
Yep. It's important to fire off the fireballs that you created.
Yep.
Playing with Leon Hands was pretty huge actually for Life Coach. He knew his deck better than I know his deck. There was the heal bot that he needed to. I'm sure that's like the main reason why he Leon Hands. He knows that he has more healing.
See, the problem right now is that Forsen is still at 30 health. Although Forsen is at like 3 cards, Life Coach has to just look to heal out through all the rest of the bird, plus race kind of like the rest of the time, right?
What do you guys think of not attacking with the True Silver last turn? He could have healed for 2 extra. And he has the second one in his hand. Is he gonna get to use all the charges now?
Well, he can always just use it now. And actually, he'll about establish the War Golem or Sky Golem.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah, I feel like if you don't play the Golem here, like you're never gonna be able to kill your opponent. So
No,
I think
those
this
ice
is fine.
blocks are never getting triggered. That's for sure.
I do like the attack.
If Life Coach is to win this, it has to be with the fatigue, right?
Yep. Oh wow, even more burn.
Yeah. Life Coach is now out of heals. He needs to like have another Leon Hands or no, it's not even enough. He would actually it is enough because he can't True Silver. He can't heal with True Silver.
Oh yeah, but that card does not do it.
Yeah, that's game.
Or he cannot True Silver because he's frozen.
Yeah, exactly. So even if he picked up something like the second heal bot, it would have only went up to 12, which would have meant that he would still die to a double fireball.
Put your faith in the light.
Yeah, not good enough.
Furian Fortress slams on the table.
Yeah, I feel like this game came back to that turn where Life Coach decided to just take the discount of the Thorzen and didn't clear off the Doomsayer of his opponents.
Oh, that was so funny. Yeah.
It just allowed his opponent to get the Emperor off for free, essentially. And it gave his opponent 5 fireballs. When you're a deck that is relying on healing to combat Freeze Mage, I don't think that's just really viable at all. Letting him get those 5 fireballs so easily.
Yeah, it's not. That's so hilarious. Like the last card in Forsen's deck was the Alex Traza, and it still won him the game because of the joust.
Yeah, Alex Traza just wins even if you don't play her. That's interesting.
That's neat.
Yeah. Usually you would see Forsen like just really complaining about how like Alex Traza was my last card, but in this scenario, because of the introduction of the new mechanic of joust, like things worked out, I guess. So sometimes being unlucky is actually lucky.
Yeah,
Wow.
Just leaving Alex Traza in the deck to counter joust, I guess. Something you can do. Forsenboys is gonna go up in 1 game, 3-2. And Forsen's gonna pick up his first win, so its Life Coach have yet to win a game. But hey, we are pretty much in the middle of the series. We'll have to see who is going to be up next to the fighting arena, I guess.
Oh yeah, it could be anyone. It's like will Nihilum now risk a Life Coach getting benched? Will Forsenboys predict that they're gonna like a not big life coach. This is where the mind games happen. I think the bench rule is really cool.
Yeah, I think the bench rule just really favors Forsenboys at the moment because they each have one win with each of their players, so it's kind of hard for them to get benched. They would have to queue the same deck over and over again. Whereas like Life Coach, as you mentioned, Life Coach is in a bit of trouble, and if you don't want him to get benched, you have to send either RDU or Tice. Just going by the remaining decks, I have to say that, like, even though it's 3 versus 4, I would agree that Forsenboys has the advantage in terms of the decks that they brought. The Paladin does seem to be like the weak link at the moment.
Might be. I'm not sure where exactly it should get its win. Ostkaka is likely to be playing Patrons, and that Paladin. I think it's not fast enough to beat Patrons before the combo happens.
Yeah, Ostkaka's been playing Patron like pretty much all the time, every single match of the Archon Team League.
Yeah.
All 7 matches, in fact. But he has been known for playing Control Warrior previously, back before Patron Warrior was a thing. Like Control Warrior, Mid-Range Druid, and Freeze Mage, and to some extent Rogue. Those were like his core decks. Every player in Hearthstone, for the most part, has like 3 or 4 core decks that they always bring, and Ostkaka is very known for just bringing those exact decks.
Right, and Ostkaka also, he just 2 days ago he took rank 1 legend on NA, I believe, with Patrons. Like, how do you not play it when you're so good with it?
Yeah, not a surprise at all. Like even with TGT coming out, it's still patrons that are doing so well, and the anti-fun patrons are like kind of farming all those experimental decks, like the mid-range paladins, the mid-range shamans, just really punishing them for trying out new things, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, so many different type of strategies right now. On the ladder especially, like you can queue into anything. Some of the stuff works better than the other stuff. Like I've seen some really terrible decks even in Legend. But I mean, I can blame people for trying those out, and I've been experimenting a lot with not so creative decks.
So it's going to be good old tried and true Hunter from Chalky. Chalky has been playing Hunter pretty much every single game.
That's a Chalky card right there, Working Infiltrator.
Yeah, so the steps to making a Chalky deck are you take an existing deck, remove like the 2 highest costing cards in that deck, and throw in 2 Worgen Infiltrators.
That's a Chalky way. Yeah,
it's surprisingly very accurate.
Yeah. Oh wow, it's actually a big joust right here.
Okay.
Nice. That's a huge deal because now it could kill the Working Infiltrator without dying. So it might even force the Jackie to... Oh! Okay. Well, that's a good card. That's really, really nice. So that lets the Working Infiltrator go phase 2.
Does it?
I think so, yeah. Because the Paladin will be making the trade anyway, right?
Yeah. But are you scared of the Muster for Battle comeback?
I guess you might be a little bit, but the Master is still gonna be bad for you. And it's gonna be 6 damage, because the Master weapon going into that is another 3. So I like going phase here.
That's a good
Like
point.
the Master is going to be a disaster in any case. So yeah, he could go for it. He could also go for just like Coin Alder Peacekeeper and kill it off. That would set him with a fairly nice board, like good minions for the trades.
I think the main thing to in this matchup is that the Paladin needs to kill the Hunter, right? You cannot just like let the just clear the board every single time, because charge minions are gonna start to take place, and then the hero power from the Hunter is gonna take place. So I think no matter what we do here, we just want to coin a Quartermaster on Muster. I think that's like the best choice.
Okay,
Yeah.
Juggle trade maybe if you value the coin that high.
Yeah, generally I agree, but I feel like with Life Coach's particular deck that has a heal bot and a jouster, that's generally 1 more heal than most Paladins run, maybe he feels more comfortable playing the longer game.
Oh man.
Oh, man. And it seems a bit like Butcher's style also to just go for the control game.
Mm-hmm.
For Jockey, not too much to do here.
Yeah, pretty abysmal hand here. Well, you just have to like, you know, click that hero button, hero power button, I mean.
Yeah.
I wonder.
Go face with the steady shot. Oh, wow.
Oh wow, just actually clearing the board here. So the Shredder actually, you know, stays alive. I guess that makes sense.
A little bit surprising, but
Reporting for
Jockey is way better with that deck than I am, so I don't know. I can't really.
Sometimes trade. Sometimes trade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this deck is called Chalky Hunter for a reason.
Yep.
Yeah, for about a week in the Archon Team League, every single hunter in the Archon Team League was a Chalky Hunter. The specific
Wow.
variation of hunter that Chalky was running.
reporting for duty.
Now
It is
things have
an
become...
interesting turn right here. Like, does he go for the trades? Because if he did not trade and there was no unleash, that quarter master would have been so incredible.
Oh wow, that's the first 1/2 minion that costs 2 mana, right? I don't think there's anything
Yep.
else. And that actually
Yeah.
surprised me a little bit.
Novice Engineer used to be 1-2 a long time ago. But right now in the game, yeah, that's the only one. So that was a Shredder nerf then?
Yeah, I mean, you still have like the good ones, like Totem Golem and Wrathguard that came out, you know.
Mhm.
Oh, I guess it's like debatable whether Wrathguard is a good one or not.
There's also the Darnassus Aspirant, that's not very good. Yeah, but you can't really say that one like it's better or worse. Wow, this is looking really good for Life Coach now, right now. That heal bot.
Yep.
It buys him so much more time, he will get to the lay in hands. Jockey in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, not only that, but Chalky is out of cards, and Hunter doesn't really have any way to draw cards outside of a quick shot, which Chalky has already used.
Yes,
Yep.
he already used one. He might not have another one. He might not, if he has another one, he might not draw it.
Do you think that Brave Archer is actually going to be in this deck?
No.
I don't think so because Chalky already has 6 1-drops,
Okay.
and 6 1-drops is like the optimal amount that Firebat calculated to put in like these kind of aggressive decks.
Okay.
Right, so he would have to take out like something like Working Infiltrator. But it's pretty sweet with things like Clive Zuga.
So yeah, just looking to maximize damage every turn here. If you play all... Ooh! Whoa!
Well then.
Let's get out of here! That's not gonna work. And alright, well, Life Coach takes a win, and everybody is on 1 win.
Well, that's interesting conceit. Do you think he maybe wanted to keep the traps a secret? Because we didn't see a single trap. And if he played a Scientist and Scientist gets killed, maybe there's some new trap like Bear's Trap that he wanted to hide.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I mean, I think in that kind of hunter, you always play 2 freezing traps. But again, Bear Trap makes somewhat of a difference. You also oftentimes play a 3rd trap. But actually, I talked to Chalky once, and he told me in his hunter decks, he only plays 2 traps ever. So it's likely that he plays like a snake and a freezing, for example, or a freezing and a bear trap.
Right.
Okay.
I think that in no matter what, I think that was a really good call from Jackie to concede there. Like there was no way he was winning that game, absolutely none. No matter what the secrets, and by conceding right now, that trap, if it's something that Life Coach want or the Team Nihilum won't be expecting, it's possible that they'll end up winning a game just by the surprise factor.
Yeah, we often like sometimes like criticize players for leaving a game too early because they might have a chance, but in this specific scenario, even that you're fighting for your teammates, this is like the best option for the team.
Oh, it's
yeah.
also interesting to point out that Bear Trap actually buffs. Not only is Bear Trap really cool, right? Because like, you know, your opponent can't really hit the face and like race you in a certain tough spot. It actually buffs all the other traps. Snake Trap becomes that much better because you know people are like, yeah, everybody's gonna run Bear Trap, right? I'm just gonna trade some minions off, and then whoa, they're actually starting to get 3/1/1s, right? So it's actually very cool. Like even with Paladins, right? Paladins can have like, well, assuming Paladin might be a bad example, but like mages, for example, right? You know, effigy's released, and then there's like much more complication with like stuff. You can actually fake it out to be a mirror entity, and then your opponent can play a smaller minion, whereas they could have played like a Druid of the Claw at turn 5.
Yeah,
I think it's a pretty I think it's a hilarious combination when you run both snakes and bear traps. It's like your opponent can't go face because it might be bear. Your opponent can't go for minions.
Wow,
Snakes. So then you just like not attack ever. I guess.
that's really cool. Permanent Frost Nova. I like that.
Ooh.
But we're gonna see a warrior mirror here, and I'm expecting both of these to be patrons.
Yes, we already saw Osaka's warrior, or we didn't see any warriors yet.
No, we didn't see any. Well, in this series.
We haven't seen any, but the prediction is that both of these are going to be patrons.
Yeah. There you go.
The
Oh, no,
bottom
actually,
left.
Life Coach can still not be a patron.
Yeah, but I think Life Coach is less likely to play Control Warrior than Osaka is.
Yeah, it's highly unlikely for this to be a controller. The amount of hours the life coach has put into practicing and studying patrons, and now when there's like more on the line than ever anywhere before, then why would you switch? We can, but it could be just tech cards in patrons.
Pack cards of BGH and Brawl.
It's
That would be
it's
a
a
little bit
lot
too
of tech
much.
cards. Okay.
Oh, whoa.
Does that convince you?
Wow, mind game.
That convince you, Samish? Oh man. Okay, I'm changing for
Oh,
the non-patron warrior here. Okay, 100%.
Wow, I'm glad I didn't place any bets on that deck. But I would have been like, if it would be me playing as life coach right now, I would be 100% sure that it's patrons.
Yeah.
That's
I think-
incredible.
I've actually think I've only seen Life Coach play Control Warrior once in my life, and that was in the first CN versus EU match, where he only knew how to play mid-range hunter, and he like net decked 2 decks from 2 of his friends for for mid-range paladin and Control Warrior, and he like played those decks pretty badly, I would say.
Okay.
But he still got like second place.
Yeah.
Whoa. All right. I don't know what type of shots fired that is. Just seems like multiple shots there.
No, it's like no. He like if you've never
once.
played the deck, you'd obviously play
Yeah.
it not optimally, right?
It was a
Alright,
really long
fine.
time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, a really long time ago. I mean, if we look back at Fight Night, videos, I guess we'll see that we're actually pretty bad at the game back then.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like pulling up the deck list and stuff, like
Yeah.
completely clueless on how to build things.
I remember Crip saying that, yeah, Tyrion is just too slow a card. I'm gonna run Divine Favor instead in mid-range Paladin. That was pretty fun.
Wow.
Well, Crip does have a second place finish at BlizzCon, and he just reached Legend recently, so can't really fault him
That's
too much.
true. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Osaka's actually gonna try and draw some cards here. Buffing the Frowling so it can actually kill.
It's a really interesting play. I like it.
Very cool.
I would just like the weapon seemed so like convenient, but I think that was better.
Oh
Yeah.
man, Baron Rin, the king himself, has arrived. Well, not yet, at least.
Not yet. It's arrived to the hand. The army of Stormwind coming on turn 10.
Yep. But this turn,
You know, I don't see too many of this type of warrior too much. Like it's usually these days the warriors are all control dragon warriors. And this doesn't seem to be one of those decks because it has Sledge Belchers instead of the Blackwing Corruptors, for example.
right?
Right.
So it's a control warrior, but with other cards kind of tucked in, I guess. So far it's only variant. Other cards look kind of normal.
Yeah, in this specific scenario, the Blackwing Corruptor would have been far better, I think. Now the Frothing Berserker.
Amazing.
Yeah, now the Frothing Berserker can just go wild.
Yeah, but we do have a BGH to counter that afterwards. But of course, Life Coach is gonna take a hit, take a chunk of damage here.
Mhm.
Not too bad.
No, he has Shield Maiden. He can heal back up.
Yep. Osaka here is wondering if he should actually waste or quote unquote waste a Whirlwind just to hit the face for a little bit harder. If the Desperate hits the Belcher and then, the Gnomish trades, the Frothing that cannot go face.
It's like 12 damage or 11. What is it? What is that up to?
What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more damage. So like 10 actually.
Yeah.
Oh wow. What's happening here?
I think it's executing. It's so much damage.
Yeah, you have to keep in mind that. Oh, I think at this point, Osaka knows that this is probably Control Warrior. Life Coach. Yeah, Life Coach has teched in BGH and Brawl before. I think in the WCA qualifiers, he teched in both in the same Patron deck, but he's never like teched in like a Sludge Belcher in Patron Warrior, for example.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
this is very, very juicy BGH.
Yep.
Very sick.
Yeah, it gets a little bit of a bad trade with the 2-1 Gnomish Inventor, but still alright. Oh, alright. Cool.
Yeah, 2 mana draw 2 is pretty nice.
Yeah, and not even an overload.
Oh,
Wow.
it's as if a certain shaman card is not a good card.
Mhm.
You know what's funny is that Varian could actually be pretty bad in this matchup if it summons like 3 useless minions that don't have taunt or anything.
Like Cruel Taskmasters
Yeah.
and stuff.
Alright.
But you might also get Ragnaros and Chromage and...
That's
But
true.
it definitely, like, if there's a lot of minions coming out of it, even if they're big minions, those throttings get crazy. Because the whirlwind effects are hitting so many targets.
Yeah, I find it actually kind of funny how the armies of Stormwind consist of like, you know, Taskmaster, you know, Frogman Berserker, and maybe sometimes even Corcoran Elite. They're just all orcs.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting.
Not sure I see the play. Oh, he's gonna pass?
That's... I'm a little confused by this. I'm sure he has a plan.
Well, it's the plan for Life Coach here. We have a big minion every single turn now. Look at the crowd.
Yeah. Wow, turn 9 Varian Rune.
Yeah, not only that, but it feels like this Emperor has to be dealt with to a certain extent.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you do that?
What now?
Execute or Whirlwind. Probably an Execute because he has 2. But now he... Osaka probably has it figured out that it's a Control Warrior. Just from the belts. But other than that, it's been like all normal cards.
My real question is, why didn't Osaka equip the Death Spite in the last turn?
Oh, yeah, that's true. He could have done that. Well, I used to get a Harrison maybe, but no.
Like he could have used it on that. He could have... Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Just wow.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean, if
Very weird
Ysera,
line of play.
yeah, if Ysera does come down, I guess this will work out.
Yeah, I guess so. But I guess discount doesn't really matter if your control warrior is only worried about cards.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also not like Handlock, for example. Like, they don't combo you really, but if they get too many Emperor hits off, then like the Sunwalkers and the Defenders of Argus get way cheaper. Whereas like even if like the Warrior's hand is decreased in cost, the defensive options don't get that much better.
Okay. Well, I'll be very surprised if we don't see an execute here. Do we want to possibly draw some cards with the Armistice first, and then Battle Rage after the Whirlwind effect takes place?
Yeah.
Seems like a good plan.
Like double armor smith. Maybe even the ghoul. No, wait.
Oh no.
He can't ghoul. He doesn't have the mana anymore. Guess with that.
Yeah, we need to play. What execute? That's called once mana, so we do need to use it. But 3 cards is pretty sweet.
Yeah. Osaka showing that he really knows what he's doing.
Well, Osaka still has a Despite. He just needs to find Emperor now, and I think the whole world will be very, very clear.
Alright, are you guys
Alright.
ready for this?
Here we go! Armies of Stormwind!
Yep, the first ever Varian win ever in competitive play. Let's see it.
The Armies of Stormwind! What's it gonna be?
Sylvanas. Okay, that's good.
That's
That's Spite.
bad.
Just
That was anticlimactic.
we're saying that a 7/7 that
Extremist.
draws 2 cards and summons a Sylvanas was not that good. Was disappointing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's still good, but it could have been even more. So.
Could have been so much more.
We have really high standards of us.
I mean, it is a 10 mana card. Like 10 mana, summon 12/12 power, and draw 2 cards is not enough for you guys. Man, harsh.
Well, actually, this might have been better than if he summoned like some like random stuff, because like he does get the shield block, which is really important here.
Okay.
Lost Kaga has everything he needs right now except for the Emperor, and no way to draw for it. Can he just go? Yeah, he doesn't. No, he doesn't have frothing either, and just the patrons. There's no way that's gonna be enough to kill the warrior, the console warrior.
Yeah, definitely need the cards to be cheaper, and definitely need to find the other frothing. I think the first frothing was used already, so yeah.
Yeah, it was. Laid it on turn 2 with the coin. Is this another one of those plays where he just like leaves a minion at 1 HP? They might be going for it again.
I guess so. We could play the Drake Corsair here to soak us some damage, but I guess not. Okay.
Well, it just soaks up the War Axe, which is not too
Okay.
huge of a deal. Bash!
Bash!
Yes.
More
Nice
armor.
card. What do you guys think of that card?
I rated it pretty terrible because it's the 3/1 durability War Axe, right?
Mhm.
That could be really good in certain matchups, like Hunter, for example.
Well, it just like it puts into perspective how bad Drain Life is. And
Yes.
I know at least one of us here has lost to a Drain Life deck before in competitive play.
Let's not talk about that.
Oh. Savish, do you want to tell a story?
Yeah, it was in China. Some Chinese guy.
Yeah, it was. Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay. And then
It's like
twisting.
a pretty important match too. I knew he was running that thing, and but the funny part is that it wasn't really that Drain Life that I lost. It was the Twisting Nether.
It was double Twisting Nether
I'm not even
anti-handlock.
kidding. I was playing Handlock against it. It was like, yeah, can't do much here.
Okay.
It was basically 2 Twisting Nethers, like 4 Silences, 2 VGHs. And it was like anti-handlock and anti-hunter, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are we saying that Bash is bad, or is it okay because it's just better than Drain Life?
I'm saying that it can beat Savitz.
What
Okay.
now?
Come on, that's not fair.
Whoa, we're actually gonna do some patrons right now. Spawn 2, and then spawn more.
Yeah. Spawn a lot.
The crowd is actually cheering for the patrons. Wow. Look at that. Okay. Wow.
You know, Bash is actually pretty good against patrons now that I think about it, because like normally the issue is oftentimes the patron warrior sets up 4 patrons, and you can only deal with like 2 to 3 of them, but Bash gives you opportunity to deal with 1 extra.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can kill things like a patron behind an unstable ghoul.
Ooh.
Oh,
Is that a little bit of a misplay?
Uh,
Shouldn't he just like swung traded a patron and then whirlwind for 1 more patron before doing the last trade there? Yeah, I think Osaka missed the patron there.
Yeah, actually I think so. as
right,
well.
yeah, that was actually a really big deal, yeah.
I mean, you don't play around mind control tech, do you?
He traded a full HP patron for the Shield Maiden, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then whirlwind afterwards.
I mean,
That's
you
it.
don't want to whirlwind when your opponent has a patron, obviously, but still, like, just do that first. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, trade that one, but then like the other one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Uh-huh.
Life Coach is looking at a board of not too scary.
Yeah, but he can save the brawl here. Just equip the Death Spite and hit the full HP patron. Equip the Fiery War Axe afterwards.
Okay.
Or I'm sure there's some other ways you can do it too, but I think that's pretty cool.
Using Bash here would be pretty great as well.
Yeah. And but he still needs to deal with the Warzone. It's pretty scary. I think he's gonna go with the fireworks.
Actually, you know what? I think not using the bash is better, because like bash is like kind of like extra attack, like a win carry. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you can also just like whenever he sets up a second patron board, you can brawl and then bash it, I guess.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah, that's a full clear.
All right. So looking for the Emperor. That's
Nope,
card
sorry.
draw. Not. I mean, you could play the Acolyte, Ghoul, and then Whirlwind, so that the Ghoul actually draws an extra card. But at that point, you're wondering if you actually have enough combo to burst down your opponent, right?
Right.
I'm assuming that Whirlwind is going to be really important because like both Despite of Oskaka has been used already,
Yeah.
or has that been Life Coach's like Despite? I'm actually not really sure.
Oskaka used both as well.
Okay.
Oskaka needs both the Emperor and the Frothing from his deck still to win. But it's like, even then, so much armor for Life Coach.
Yeah,
Coach
I
can
wonder how
even
much.
treat that Shield Maiden.
Yeah. How much armor, or rather, how many cards does Oskaka have right now left in his deck?
I mean, hopefully we can have production check. It's 7, and yeah, Control Warrior doesn't really matter. It's never gonna be more cards. Oh, seems like those cards says like yeah, this is time to make some patrons.
Yeah. So
Life
with,
Coach, one Chroma show from Lethal.
I think with this play, he's saying that he like can't win normally, so he has to hope that Oskaka doesn't have an answer, and if he doesn't have an answer, there's like no way for Oskaka to win.
That's Lethal. Can you bash face?
Bash face.
It's lethal with the Taskmaster. If you dream the Ghoul, if you can bash face, but I'm not sure. Can you use it on a minion?
You can dream a Ghoul.
What does
Oh,
the bash text say? I think he missed lethal.
Yeah, it says deal 3 damage. So
Yeah, so you can use it on face. That was miss lethal.
Oh wow. Oh wow, that is a Miss Lethal. Wow, who would have thought? Second Miss Lethal day.
It's alright. I
And-
think like, yeah, like
Both Miss Punish is 0% punish, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so gross.
to be fair, I think you do think harder when you're like in a unfavorable position and you miss lethal.
That's true.
Okay. Sure. And sometimes you just have a game plan, right? Where you just focus on, oh, I need to survive. My game
Yeah.
plan is clear the board, and then the Patriot Warrior kind of just fizzles out, right? And yeah, sometimes just miss the most logical thing. There's also the thing where, like, you know, mathematicians usually mess up on, like, the simplest calculations, like, you know, 1 plus 2, for example, right? And and then just does the harder ones, like, super easy. Yeah, so.
Yeah. I know Amaz and I, we both studied math and we mess up all the time, right?
Yeah, all the time, man. Hearthstone arithmetic is like university PhD level.
Especially patron math. I mean, that's just crazy.
Patron math could be on the final exam.
But Twitch chat never misses lethal.
No, no.
Every time there's lethal, even when there isn't, there's chat lethal.
Yeah, so they have Twitch chat has like 150% lethal.
Wow.
Right. Wow.
Well, Dr. Broom is pretty decent here, and Bash is actually gonna make a little appearance throughout the war song. there.
Yeah. I think Ghost Gaga is gonna go for the little little button at the bottom right corner here. And this
Yeah, this is not it. You can draw a card, and then you can.
Yeah,
concede.
like,
Oh, not
are-
even. Okay.
Are his last cards just Frothing and Emperor Thorson, the exact 2 cards he needs?
Yeah, we haven't seen Thorson for ages, and sometimes you just lose to that, right?
Yeah, there's been like situations where like if you don't draw the card, you like start to wonder whether you actually have it in the deck.
Yeah.
I know it at Assembly, one of the players, Vortex, he played Zoo for 3 games and he got like 20 cards deep in each game, and he never saw a Void Caller. So in his 3rd game, he was really stressing out about like whether he actually put them in his deck or not.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you're in the challenge screen, you cannot actually check your deck, right?
Yeah.
I've had that happen with Druid. Do you have wild growth at all? I played so many games without drawing. I mean, it's like 5 games and never saw a wild card. I don't
Yeah,
think
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Life Coach is through today, and the head-to-head is a little bit more interesting now. We can actually see how it actually pans out. We have Hunter and Mage left for Nihilum, and we also have Hunter, but the Patron Warrior and Forsen's Zoo. Forsen played Zoo, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think the key here is, I think Osaka's Warrior will probably get a win. It's favored against both the Hunter, and the Freeze Mage. Whereas the other decks, I think the Zoo is the deck from Forsen that will struggle because more likely than not, both RDU and Tice's remaining decks will be favorable against the Zoo.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
Forsen was pretty unlucky in the sense that of the 4 decks that Nihilum has won with, 3 of them are unfavored against Zoo, like the Control Warrior, the Mech Shaman, and the mid-range Druid.
Mhm.
And he just wasn't able to get it off
Have
there.
we seen Taisha's Mage yet? I don't think so.
No.
I think it's gonna be a freeze match. I know that Tice really likes that deck, and
Yeah.
Firebat came to the conclusion that it's like really good in this format and in this meta. I came to the same conclusion. I think Tice might have also come to that conclusion. So did Forsen, by the way. He was also playing it, so I would be shocked if it was something like a Tempo Mage. It's possible. Like Effigy is a good card in that, and Effigy can work in a lot of different mage lists, but. Again, has there really been enough time to perfect a new type of mage list?
I know that Nihilum is they really like Tempo Mage as well, RDU specifically, and RDU even convinced Tice to run a variation of his own Tempo Mage at Assembly. So there's still a possibility that it is some type of Tempo Mage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just so good in this format, I think, because there's so few decks that counter it, and then both of their teams are forced to bring 6 classes, and there's a lot of good matchups, and also guess arms are very unlikely. We haven't seen guess arms hardly ever in ATLC.
Yeah. One last thing about the Mage, I feel like in most of these team league matches, teams bring like one curveball, and I feel like Nihilum's curveball this series was that Control Warrior.
Yeah.
So I think in some respect, it's less likely that they'll bring a non-freeze Mage.
Yeah, the Control Warrior really paid off as well. It's interesting. That sounds really some really heavy mind games from Nihilum coming out. Life Coach so well known for his patron gameplay.
Yep.
The Arduous Hunter. Let's see what traps. Are there any bears?
I don't know, but RDU like really loves the hybrid hunter, and more likely than not, we're gonna be seeing that.
Yeah, Leopard Gnome does seem like it.
Yeah. Do you guys think that the Ram Wrangler maybe belongs in that list or in the hybrid?
No.
I don't think so because it's much more likely to belong in a mid-range list when you have the option to combine it with the web spinner on turn 6.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You probably, if you play that card, you wanna run things like Snake Trap too. Maybe Snake Trap, Bear Trap. Have better chances to have those out when you need them.
Well, this unstable goal is stopping a lot of pressure from RDU. Just can't play anything else.
Yeah, it just shows you why this matchup is so good for the Patron Warrior, and it's the record. My record says it's 26-16, so that's a 62% win rate for Warrior.
Okay.
That unstable cool so good here. Like the one card to deal with it easily would be Clive Zuga, but RDU doesn't have it.
Wow, just innocent looking 2-drop already causes this much deliberating from RDU.
You see it on RDU's face, he's like really unhappy about this goal.
I don't think anybody will be happy. Oh, well,
Yeah.
there you go. Kind of have to do it. I mean, there's a thing where if a Acolyte Pain gets to hide behind an unstable goal, you're even more sad. So even if this looks really bad, it's probably the best move.
Yeah, he had to choose between the bad players. Oh, whoa, that was a fast tackle.
Yeah, that was the fastest tackle I've ever seen.
I mean, it was really obvious. There was nothing else for him to do.
Not Huffer.
No, but
Yeah.
that's like I think that's fair because Leok would have been even worse.
The thing
Yeah,
is,
that's true.
it's not like it's not necessarily the middle option, because what always happens here is the Death Spite will kill off this companion. But if it's Leok, you take 2 damage. If it's Misha, you take 4 damage, and if it's Huffer, you take 8 damage. So it's like actually slightly below average.
Right.
If you put it that way, yeah.
If you
It's
put it that
average
way.
in terms of percentage drawn with the beast, right? Oh man. Well, we should clear this shredder, but we might want to play an Acolyte Pain before that happens, or we might even want to do something else.
Yeah, there's some options here.
Yeah, RDU definitely looks a little bit stressed. It is a bad matchup.
It is. And Ostgaga is Ostgaga is curving out so nicely here. The Death Spite and everything is just everything seems to be going Ostgaga's way for now. Wow, even Battle Rage.
Oh!
Oh,
Wow! Oh,
it's not
zero
like our-
attack
the gas
minion.
is-
Oh man.
Oh!
Oh, whoa. Okay, Cho is angry now. We can make him attack. But is that the best?
It might be. I don't know. It's hard to pass up a load on 5.
Yeah, Loatheb on 5 doesn't feel like it does that much, though.
Yeah, it's true. Like it's just stuck behind. You could go like Live Zuka and then Scientist clear off the ghoul before something like a patron happens behind it. Because if
Yeah.
he drops the Loatheb and then there's patron, he needs to top like a quick shot to deal with it.
Yeah. Not only that, but if you just drop the Loatheb, there's a possibility, or like actually a very high likelihood, that you'll have to hit the ghoul with the Loatheb. And that's just a lot of missing damage.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, this seems to make more sense.
Yeah, this also gives you the option to trade off your Lower Walker Cho. I feel like it's usually the player who gets Lower Walker Cho is at a disadvantage, because your opponent can always kill it, but you can't choose to kill it yourself.
Interesting. Choosing the call for the column here. Huh.
I think you don't mind giving your opponent whirlwinds, right?
Yeah, he's not gonna play Whirlwind when you have like 5 patrons on the board, so that's fine, I think.
I wonder.
Interesting.
Do you even mind giving your opponent Battle Rage?
I think you do, because your opponent can always draw 1 card at least. And
Oh yeah, that's true. They can draw 1 card. I forgot about the face.
Looks like he doesn't want to give anything away.
Yeah, looks like that.
Oh.
Alright, and this clears off the Lower Walker Cho. That's not bad.
Okay.
That is alright.
I wonder. I see.
Alright, hopefully we are back. And yeah, like we said, there's not much to do with RDU here. He can't really clear any minions right now. So it's very awkward.
All right, I'm back. Hello.
Yep. Oh, it's actually Osaka's turn right now. So Lothar was dropped. And we're gonna battle rage for 2. Just draw 2 cards. And do you actually clear this Lothar? I guess you do.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. Niin, ja sitten Armorsmith. Oh man, no way to deal with that. I mean, yeah, I guess he could unleash for one hit with weapon, but that's so bad.
Right.
Yeah. Can you like
Uh,
imagine how much worse like the bear trap would be here? Like it
Yeah,
just
bear
seems
trap.
pretty useless against patrons
Yeah.
if you don't get it off on the first few turns.
Yeah, definitely does seem like that way. No, Emperor comes down too.
Alright.
There might be a way for Ardu to actually win this if he actually draws his second animal companion, so he can like Leok into unleash the hounds and summon a lot of hounds, and then hero power for exactly 14.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's
Just
one way
like
to
that.
win.
Oh, he's
Like
actually
Patron, Armorsmith, Whirlwind or something. What is he thinking about?
Mm,
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's thinking about, but it might get punished by Unleash. So
that is kind of weird that he just that Oscar just used it for war song immediately, just froze it. I mean, I guess you want to figure out what kind of trap that is, but still, I mean, if you keep
Yeah,
the war song up, these guys get charged, and you actually get additional armor from the war song being alive.
It would have worked out like 1,000 times better to keep the Warsong around.
Right.
Could have frozen something else. But I guess he was expecting a different trap. It had to be that. He thought
Yeah.
it was something else, something completely different. I'm not sure what he thought it would be, but
Oh,
not
wow.
the freezing.
All right. Well, Knife Juggler comes down with Unleash. Not the best combo here.
Yeah. That's,
So what are you hoping for? You're hoping for 2 knives to the armor swift and then 3 knives to the face. Yeah.
Such a bad situation here. He could unleash once and then like throw 2 dogs into the Armorsmith, then go for a second unleash. I don't know.
he could just get like the most lucky juggles ever. They all go to face.
Okay.
Or some like go to the armorsmith first.
Well, here we go. Actually, he can also play Unleash the Hounds by itself, right? And just like clear that way. But nope, let's go for the juggles.
You know what? Also at a certain point. Oh wow.
Ooh!
Oh.
But you know what? At a certain point, the patron stops spawning.
Is that a good thing? Oh, that's a good one. Ooh.
Did you roll?
I think he roped out.
Oh man. Oh, he didn't get the Armorsmith killed.
Wait, it's still going. This is still going. Wait, are these turnips taking forever? Oh my
What?
god. Whoa.
Oh man.
Oh man. Still
What's
going.
this?
What is those Scarga's turn? Oh. Well. Oh man.
There's some epic sax in the background.
Yeah, you guys thought that Patron took a long time. Hey, here's the new Miracle Hunter. Alright. And, and the contingency. Well then. That was an interesting development.
Ah.
I think optimally, all of the patrons would have gone to 1 health, and then he could have cleared them all off with the hounds at the end.
Okay. Optimally. But then
Yeah.
I guess, you know, the the knife juggler animation along with the patron saying everyone getting here, along with the hound crashing it in, that just takes too much time.
Yeah. But like, definitely props to RDU for knowing to go for that kind of play, for like knowing that it had the potential to work.
Yeah. The 0.01% chance to work. Sure. Well, it's tied up. All right, good. So Osaka is through for the day. Each person has 1 deck left. And now we have hunters on both sides. And of course, Forsen's Warlock and Taisha's Unknown Mage. We expect it's Freeze Mage, but who knows? Yeah, it's still up in the air.
Yeah, if it's freeze mage, I have to give Nihilum the advantage here. And I also, that being said, I think Chalky might have the advantage in the Hunter mirror, since he is running the Worgen Infiltrators, so he's like the faster deck.
Right. But like you said, it seems like Forsen's Zulok is like the weak link here.
Yeah, could very well be. But it can with the right draw, if he curves out nicely with it, he might be just fine.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see all the tech cards in there. What did he take out for the Impaler, for example? Did he take out something like Lotep? Because if he took out the Lotep for it, he's gonna have a bad time against the Freeze Mage.
Mm-hmm. But I guess we don't know. But the Impaler is definitely something to be careful of. I mean, I'm pretty sure after the match, Nihilum went like, "Oh, there's a Gormok. There's a Forces running Gormok. Always reduce minions down to like really, really low, right?"
Yeah, you can't really play too much around that though because Zoo is always going to get 4 minions eventually.
Yeah, and
But
it's like,
I guess you can on turn 4.
Yeah, I think it plays more of a role in Paladin, where you can't play around it with Paladin because they have like what Murloc Knight, Silverhand Regent. They just press the hero power and then they have a whole board and then they can Gormok, for example. But for Warlock, sometimes you can, right? Sometimes you go like, oh, I don't want to kill this Haunted Creeper, but then because he's playing Gormok, I want to kill it off before that happens, you know. So you could play around it a little bit.
yeah.
Of course.
Oh, here, that's a good matchup that Forsen actually got. The Warlock versus the Hunter. Obviously, since we're expecting Freeze Mage, Warlock really needs to win here to dodge that matchup. It's not a good matchup here, but it's definitely better than the Freeze Mage matchup.
He has an awesome starting hand.
Oh yeah, this is this is actually very close to the dream.
Yeah, it is.
Now we just need to get like, I don't know, Void Terror.
Oh, even the Void Caller. It's not like the perfect thing right now, but it's a card that can be very, very powerful later on.
Right.
So you can like, yeah,
This is actually really sick.
it is.
RDU is going to be playing a mad scientist and he's gonna concede the abusive sergeant to the Void Walker.
Mm-hmm.
Forsen draws a Flame Imp, but Egg is gonna hop down here, and yeah, if Forsen actually draws another 1-drop next turn, it's gonna be amazing. Oh wow,
Yeah.
actually trading here. That might be good.
Yeah, it might be. Like he knows there's freezing traps.
Oh, I actually really like the trade here, now that I think about
Oh.
that.
So you can use the
Actually-
1/1 freezing trap then.
Yeah.
Trade.
Wow. Well, we'll see what trap it is. It's freezing traps because the freezing trap does not have a green border around it. Exactly. So, and oh my god, Forsen is gonna have a very insane turn here.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, that's a great draw with the Void Caller.
Wow,
and,
Forsen, very smart there. I would
yeah,
say that
well,
play was about 140 IQ.
Yeah, that might be a game-winning play right there. The way that this game would have panned out if he didn't do the trade, it would have been completely different.
Mm-hmm. That was a very good play. Well, RDU is not running out of steam yet. Shredder into Loatheb into possibly a Shredder trap.
But Forsen
Here we
is winning
definitely
the trade.
ignore the Shredder, right? I mean, do
Oh
we
yeah,
actually
it's a
take the trade
phase. You're
here?
winning the race.
Right. And then, of course, all your minions on the board trade with the Shredder, right? So you don't have to, like, purposely, you know, do that.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's no good trades being offered to the Shredder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is looking so good for Forsen. He can next turn potentially he can even if the Shredder goes face, he can
Yeah.
just play the Void Walker out of his hand and guarantee to get that Doom card.
Alright. And what drops here? Oh, ooze. Okay, that's above average.
Ooh,
Oh.
well, not too bad, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you can just, like, take the value trade here and just go for face.
Mm.
Man, 2 Void Callers with a Doom Guard in your hand
Yeah.
actually helps out the Void Walker a lot, right? Void Walker is frozen, you don't really want it to pop out. And, RDO might be just looking to go face here, since there's no way to get back from the board.
He's losing the race so bad though.
Yeah. It's just generally in this matchup, like the mad scientist gets a lot more value off other than just trading essentially. He traded for a 1/1 and then a Flame Imp, which is like good, but it's like not what you expect in this matchup.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. So here, unfortunately, Forsen's gonna take another freezing trap hit, but we have like a lot of defensive cards. Argus is insane against hunters.
I
But
wonder.
yeah, it looks like Forsen really wants to force out. He should actually track the trap first, right? He might be afraid that it's a bear trap actually, so that you actually want the Void Walker to go out.
Right.
Yeah, maybe. Nope, gonna go for display instead.
I wonder.
Yeah. You can just.
All right, so ordering matters here.
Almost out of time.
Gotta choose a little bit quicker, Forsen.
Yeah, go. Go. Going for the
Alright.
all.
Have silence there.
Let's see what he gets.
The Doomguard would be Jin.
He got it.
is the Doomguard.
Yeah, it is Doomguard.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Well,
Nice.
Doomguard went face. That's pretty good. It's pretty crazy, actually. Oh.
Archon Squire. The Warlock's still at 24, can you believe it?
Wow.
No.
Another
Argent
matter.
Squire is an interesting one. I know Purple Drink really likes Argent Squire
Yeah.
in Hunter,
Mhm.
but I think it's pretty good in this matchup. You just need to draw it early because right now it's pretty dead.
Yeah, it is. It goes well with oh, that's the Impaler.
Yeah. See, it's actually very, very difficult to get that many minions on the board. But hey, at least you can have some Argus value.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
And I guess the trades are not really too relevant for you, so I guess you just go face
Ability.
after Argusing.
Yeah. Interesting. This, well done by RDU, they're making those
Yeah.
weird trades.
Ooh, 6 to the face. Abusive, does that help?
It
No,
does.
I don't think so.
Well, at least you can clear off the
Yeah,
The
he
Impaler.
off.
Right. But then you can't clear off. Well, actually, you can clear the whole board, but you have to use your kill command on a creature.
Unfortunately, no beast. Like, what RDU really wanted there was a beast, so he could have just killed Commander for 5.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, seems like Forsen has really ahead here. And RDU is
Yeah.
just top decking. I guess RDU could get a lot of quick shots and come back in the game.
Yeah, it has to be a lot of quick shots. How many quick shots can there be? Well, 2.
One can dream, one can dream.
So basically, RDU has to be cheating.
Oh. Okay. Never heard of that before.
Nope.
Knife Juggler is pretty good. We'll take one of those. Oh wow.
It's not going for it.
Oh, it's actually going for face. I like this play. Oh man. Even though you don't have lethal, you're not bluffing it.
Well, you have a very good opportunity to kill out these 1/1s or
Yep.
2/1 and the 1/1 with Knife Jugglers next turn. Ooh. Does he get slightly punished here?
That's a slight punish.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you are missing just the second Doomguard, the Power of Whelmings, a second Power of
Yes.
Whelming.
So many
But if
things.
you don't get that, you do get slightly punished. Alright, let's try again. Is it this card? Yep! It's that card! And Forsen is actually getting Zulok out of the matchup, and it's gonna be amazing because he's actually gonna dodge the Freeze Mage. That is so huge.
That was an important win for Forsen and the boys.
Forsen and the Freeze.
That sounds like a band.
Wow. Forsen's
I've actually noticed in the team league with that, so a lot of the time, yeah. Yeah. I've noticed a lot of times it comes down to like 4-4, and like both teams have like one favorable matchup that they have to pick, and one unfavorable matchup, and it kind of becomes a coin flip here. So right now, Nihilum is in a pretty bad position with just the
Yeah.
hunter from Chalky, and like Chalky is known as like pretty much the best hunter player in the world,
Alright.
arguably.
Yeah, arguably. But definitely seems like Forsenboys has a big edge.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's true what you said, Monk, that Chucky is favored in the Hunter mirror. Having both that and the mage remaining.
Well, you know
That's
what?
really good.
Because RDU is running Squires in his Hunter deck, maybe he's favored because we don't see
Oh.
high mains from his deck either. Like it
Interesting.
seems
That
like
actually- Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like they're running the same deck, but with Squires and Worgen Infiltrators reversed.
Yeah,
Okay.
Squires are pretty good against like the Labor Gnomes and stuff. There's so many of those one drops. Yeah, it can be really helpful if he gets it on out early.
Oh man, but this is pretty important as the winner of this series faces Tempo Storm in the winners bracket, and from there, whoever wins that will advance to the finale directly to join Valley Town and Cloud9, which are obviously in the finale due to them being first place and second place in phase one. And of course, the losers will have to face against Team Archon in the losers bracket for a chance to basically stay alive. And Nihilum already played a redemption series coming in from this, so they definitely don't want to, put themselves in the spot where they're on the chopping block.
Oh yeah, the league has been really tight. I mean, Nihilum I believe they were at first for quite a while, but just in the last couple of weeks they fell all the way down to the redemption tournament. They did beat Team Liquid in the redemption match, and now they're here. But if they lose this match and they lose again tomorrow, it was all for nothing.
All right. Chucky's obviously getting a hunter, but we're waiting for Nihilum to choose which deck they want to actually go against this first, and it's going to be the mage. So actually, interestingly enough, in day one we're going to see everybody's deck list. There's no deck list that's going to be secret. Of course, we're not going to show any deck lists just yet. We're going to show all the deck lists after the whole phase 2 is finished. So players will have to go by the past broadcast to actually see like what cards are in these decks.
Doesn't it actually make more sense for Nihilum to play the Hunter so that there's a possibility for the Mage not to be seen for the next match?
Yeah, that's true. But then at the same time, it's like a bad spirit to go around playing to lose, right? You get what I mean? Like if you don't get advantage if you win, but you have a disadvantage if you lose, then it's kind of sort of playing into losing. And that might not be the mindset you want to put yourself into.
Was RDU bench maybe? No?
Oh no, this last match, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So this matchup, Hybrid Hunter against Freeze Mage, heavily favors Hybrid Hunter, with a score of 14-4. So that's 78%.
Wow, that's brutal. But Tesh does have an Ice Barrier. That's a pretty good start. Also has a Mad Scientist, and I maybe pitch everything else after that. You're just really looking to survive, right?
Yeah. I've heard different opinions on whether you keep the Ice Barrier here, and we see Tice actually throws it away. I think everyone agrees that you keep it against Face Hunter, and most people would say that you don't keep it against mid range, is what I've heard. But the hybrid is like the more questionable one.
Yeah, I mean hybrid. The definition is a mix between the two, so hard to tell.
He had the scientist already, so that might be like why he really wanted to throw it away. It feels like okay, I'm gonna get the barrier from the scientist anyway. So let's increase our chance to find the card. So.
Okay, coin ping is definitely the right play. Mad Scientist, doesn't really do much. This coin ping basically makes a 1-1 charger, and Chucky on the other hand, not too much, but the owl might come in handy later.
Well, turn to hero power pass. That is so bad for the hunter. It's so important. Now the mages are here on board.
Yep.
Something like a juggler on turn 2 would have probably added up to like 9 damage or so. He could have played both here.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a good thing. Well, oh man, double ice block drawn already. That's not good.
No, not at all.
You want to ping here, and you also want to cast Arcane Intellect here, so... Well, you gotta pick something.
No. I would probably lean towards the Arcane Intellect, because there's nothing to do next then. Well, I guess he can do the Arcane Intellect next then, but it's like... He could have picked up another scientist and still went with the ping. So he could have, like, have a loot hoarder, or Frostbolt, and the ping for next turn.
Yeah, and you pay 2 damage for that, basically, for that chance.
Yeah. Exactly, like 2 health.
Oh, Doomsayer is gonna come down, and actually it's going to buy Ty's turn. Well, at least thinking about his hand.
Stops the the animal companion here.
Doesn't stop the Eagle Horn Bow. Eagle Horn Bow goes face.
Yep. The best thing you can do on this turn. Because if he had all the cards possible, the Eagle Horn Bow was most likely the best one. I mean, okay, maybe an owl, but outside of the owl.
Ooh, beast
Well, yes,
synergy.
but
Beast Synergy.
that barrier is a really good card to draw. Should buy him more time.
He definitely needs more cards, though, I feel. Like, his hand isn't really going to cut it here, because it's all, like, secrets, and he needs basically clears for the rest
Right.
of the
It's
game, I
also,
feel.
yeah, but also if you don't do the barrier right now, his life total might go too low, where the barrier doesn't even get popped anymore, and like Chucky can just pop him without proccing the barrier.
That's actually very true too. We're actually saying that. Whoa, 19 health is actually very low.
Yeah,
Too much
and
damage.
there's a lot of damage coming in right now.
Oh, let's use the abusive first. Raptor doing 7 damage is effectively gonna remove the ice barrier, and we also have a creeper behind it. Some AOE protection, and Forsenboys is looking pretty good. Taj needs something, anything. Blizzard would be nice.
Frost over
Ooh.
Fireball's not it. So he can Arcane Intellect into...
Into
yeah,
a
Frost
Frost Nova, maybe? I mean, I'm not really sure if that is even good.
It's okay.
actually-
You might pick up like a Blizzard or Flame Strike
Yeah.
afterwards.
I don't think
Okay.
the situation is that dire yet, since he does have 2 ice blocks and Alexstrasza in his hand.
Okay.
Plus, he can always leverage his ping. And in addition, Chalky has 1 card in his hand.
Alright, well, we'll see what happens with Taj's draw here. I think it's going pretty bad. The turn you Alexstrasza is the turn you're not actually drawing anything. Whoa, okay, there's a Flame Strike.
That's pretty good.
It is.
That might lead him to ice block instead of pinging here.
Runs out on me.
I think pinging is the way to win, though.
It's pretty
Again,
interesting.
he has to decide whether he'll have enough mana to play an ice block eventually, and how much he values that 3, potentially 4 damage with a possible Leok.
Okay, so Leo and Hafer are like almost the same in this situation.
Ooh!
That is the one bad animal companion.
Chucky does not feel too happy about that move.
It's the one bad one.
I wonder if there's gonna be a 4th animal companion in a later expansion. That would be very cool.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is actually really close.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. So what do you do here? Do you just ice block, and then just like hold? Because you either ice block into Alexstrasza, which you probably die, or you flame strike this turn and cross your fingers, not hope for 2 damage, and then establish ice block next turn, whereby
Yeah, I
you
think-
still
yeah.
probably die.
Thinking like Frostbolt the Misha and being one of the abusives, then get the ice block up. Because after that there's only 6 damage coming in, so if Chucky throws a minion, the ice block it will hold up.
Huh? Actually, you know what?
Not a charger minion, like
Yeah.
non-charger.
Time runs out on me.
Nah, still very difficult. You're put in such a bad spot here. The ice block just practically has to live, right?
Yeah, we just gotta hope for the best.
Okay.
There's so many cards in Chucky's deck that would go up the point.
I think it's pretty much about half, like the 3 weapons that are left, and the 2 kill commands,
Right.
and a possible
shot?
quick shot, animal companions.
Ooh. Ooh, that's
Softness,
painful.
nice.
Oh man. Oh. The match you really need to win, but
Yeah.
it's not gonna be easy.
Thais is gonna be so happy to see the trap go up here.
No, the trap is probably not even gonna go up, right? I mean, what if it's a anti-Q bot? Oh, never mind. Okay, sure.
Okay.
Like, what if it's an anti-Q bot and then Frost Nova this turn?
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the Tice tech in Freeze Mage.
oh,
don't
that's
think-
actually really sick.
Yeah, no one else really uses it, but yeah, it's pretty amazing here.
Okay. Well, we'll see if Alexstrasza is gonna make a difference. I'm pretty sure this. Whoa.
Yeah, Luthor Archon of Gold being
Yeah.
next to Alex Strasser seems. Oh,
Oh,
well, I guess you can do that too.
you could. And then Alex Strasser next turn brings yourself up to say.
So it's like, do you want to see four spectral thingies, or do you want to see 2 1/1s with Death Rattle?
Yeah.
He could also have the loot fodder, but it's like just getting frozen. Interesting.
Alright.
Looks like
Seems like he's
it's
gonna go with Flame Strike, yeah.
Yep.
Alright, what does Chalky want to see here? A minion.
Quick shot.
Oh! Man. These draws from Chalky have been pretty abysmal. And now Alex Strasser's gonna set Tiger's life to 15. That's pretty much a very, very obvious play. No. Whoa.
I feel like he's going for the ice block. He wants to clear as much as possible. Because now if I don't know. Maybe you should still
Clear as
Alex
much as
Strasser.
possible, and then Alex Strasser. Yeah, that actually is pretty good too. I can
close call.
do that. Alright.
There's not gonna be any more ice blocks left.
Chucky needs a minion. Okay.
Oh, he gets it!
Oh man. Oh.
Most exciting minion in the game.
Exactly. Well, 5 damage on the board means Chucky needs to top deck quite a bit of damage. And oh!
No.
Wow!
Yeah, never mind.
Wow! What a turnaround. Wait. Ty just thinking about Healbot, huh?
No, you Alex, of course you Alex. Like,
You have to Alex.
You can heal, but afterwards, there's no way that after healing the 15, he can take maybe like 7, but then just
Yeah.
heal but through
Oh
it.
man, but this is such a high pressure situation, right? You don't really know
Yeah.
what you're doing anymore, I guess. Like, there's no other chance where Alex Strasser is gonna heal for 14. There's like
Exactly.
no. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex Strasser.
But sometimes you start to second guess yourself and oh,
Wow.
oh man, what is happening?
Yeah.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah.
It's
Good
better.
call, yes. Absolutely better play here.
Jeez. Okay. Oh wow. A chain of terrible jaws for Chalky.
Yeah, so if Chalky still is going with the philosophy of only 2 traps in his deck, then that means Mad Scientist is useless.
Probably.
And not only that, even if it were any other trap besides maybe Bear Trap, it would be useless because the Freeze Mage just really doesn't care about other traps.
Right. Wow, this is also very abysmal because anti-Cubot is gonna pop down, and then Tiger's gonna have all the life in the world.
Yeah, he can Frost Nova, anti-Keelbot, and then get the anti-Keelbot back even.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, it's not over yet, guys. This is gonna possibly go to a final game. How exciting.
Seems very likely at this point.
And if it is the final game, it's going to be a Hunter Mirror. Just Hearthstone personified.
Of course.
Like, Chucky could potentially draw into a quick shot into something. Then he could quick shot the anti-kill, but then a quick shot into Eagle Horn bow. That would be 5 damage on base. And
Oh no!
well, that's good.
Oh, that's it. That's just absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
So brutal.
Oh, okay, just insult to injury.
All right, I think this is good enough.
Yeah.
The
Sure.
freeze mage just went up back to like full health.
Back to 30. Back to 30.
Wow. Well. This is just funny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's thinking about it. But there's a lot on the line. Maybe he wants to sequence those somehow, like burst Frostbolt and ping and like test if there's another secret, get more information for the next game. Just in case there is one more secret.
Wow, that's no. 2 freezings and that's it.
That's very valuable information for the team.
Oh man, what a turnaround!
Yeah.
Like you said, Mongols. How much of a percent favorite?
The hunter is 78% favorite.
Well, I think we need to drop that percentage a little bit now.
Yeah.
Oh man, final game. This is hype. I'm excited.
Hype. You know what is even more hype? Again, it's a hunter mirror, the matchup that we most love to see in the entire game.
Exactly.
It's going to be a lot of SM working.
And didn't we say that the hunter lists were very similar? I would actually have to give the edge to RDU here. He has the Aryan Squad. Aryan Squad kills 2 things.
Yeah, it's true. Although the Worgen Infiltrator does race a little better, I'd say.
Well, I mean, in a lot of mirror matchups, it's actually a lot of trading involved, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like especially in the aggressive mirror matchups, it's surprisingly all about board control.
Oh man, this is it all comes down to this. Every class is a check mark, but one hunter will be left behind.
So much on the line right now.
One hunter to rule them all.
Yeah. For a $250,000 tournament, this is pretty much the most exciting hunter game. The hunter mirror, you're gonna say.
Yeah. I think no other hunter mirror in the history of Hearthstone has had more on the line. I'll go as far as to say that.
And again, it's RDU for the last spot, right? Like Nihilum loves putting RDU in like the chopping block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, especially in the beginning of the beginning of the matches. Yeah, the team league, exactly. He was always the last, and he usually had like 3 or 4 matches to win, but he pulled through in the end.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
All comes down to this. Today's been really exciting. It always has come down to the final game.
Oh wow. Whose hand is
Chucky's
that?
hand looks spectacular. RDA hands, well, he has a 1-drop, but obviously we're not happy with that.
Yeah, he's also just judging from his opening hand, he looks so distressed.
Yeah. Oh man, there's so much stress on the line. Jesus.
One of these hands is way better than the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like it's jacked.
Hunter Creeper is really good, but 3 of the cards in Chalky's hand are really good.
Oh man. Alright, so what do here? Seems like a Leopard Gnome is actually the best play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Now a top deck Clive Zuka for RDU. That would be so good.
Oh wow, Unleash is a really good card in this matchup too.
Yeah.
So Abusive is definitely going face. Alright, it's a race, and facing is the place. Okay, back over to Chalky, picks up Animal Companion, okay. Man, this is just so close. This is amazing.
Yeah. I think the one play or the one problem with Chalky's hand is that he isn't going to be able to use the coin that effectively.
Okay. But still, I mean... yeah.
You're probably going to see like a turn 4 coin, for example, and that's...
Is this Huffer?
Oh.
Oh!
Oh man!
That's not the time for Hover.
Man, brutal. Absolutely brutal. And RDU actually might want to trade this because otherwise the Mad Scientist trades with the Huffer and then a Fusion check comes in. So RDU is still making the right moves. Oh man.
Yeah, so essentially this Mad Scientist on its own will do around 5 damage. 2 to the Huffer, 2 to the Hunter Creeper, and then 1 to one of the remaining spiders that is bounce back.
Okay, so is it reverse Huffer time? It's only fair, right? It's only fair.
Oh!
But you know what? One of these Huffers is much better than the other.
Yep. Okay, it's a freezing trap, right? Can we? Oh yeah, freezing trap. Yeah, we know that. Yeah.
It's freezing.
Oh!
So
Let's run it back. Actually, Leok might be the best one here, right?
yeah, he needs a lead.
Oh yeah, Leok would be the best.
No. He was the 3rd Huffer.
Oh, I got it!
What?
Wow!
Wow!
RDU fighting back.
Absolutely brutal. Oh my god.
It's still alright. Lothab brings it back. It's such a close game.
Yeah, it really is. Both players at exactly the same life total too.
Wait, we're gonna see Archon Golem charge face here, right? Actually, Archon Golem clear. I don't mind that either. You got a Knife Juggler as well? Holy.
Yeah, I don't mind it either. Especially since like these hunter decks, they curve pretty lowly, so like you don't mind as much about giving your opponent mana.
Oh man, Chucky with the two Glazukas. It's not gonna work out. It's like it's so dead right now.
Normally it's such a good card in this matchup, but right now it's just doing nothing.
Wait.
You know-
Artie is going face. Artie is
Yeah.
going face. Is there gonna be
you know-
Unleash?
That would punish him. You know what the problem was this game? Chalky had too much of a good thing. He had too many like low tier plays.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Oh wow. Can't even kill command the Leok. You have to like what? Kill command the Arcane Golem and try and fight back for the board that way. And then you
Feels
what?
so bad.
You don't even establish anything behind it.
How do you win when you start kill commanding arcane golems in mirror?
Holy.
You have to like play the abusive sergeant just as a creature as well.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, looks like the play.
Quickly.
Looks like the.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So let's imagine if RD had actually traded,
Uh huh.
then he would have like the Leok would be safe then, right?
Yeah. The Leok will be safe, but then RD is pushing another 4 damage with the Arcane Golem. Oh.
That's a really tough call. I would not have had the balls.
Ooh.
Oh my god. No, this is pretty over. This is
So
over.
like
Yeah,
Okay.
this is completely over.
Oh,
So
wait,
you
wait.
just you bow hero power and then next turn knife juggler unleash and you win.
Yeah, that's it. The only
not even-
thing I can see is Chalky abusing RDU's Aryan Squire and then getting like Vitality Totem off the Shredder. Like that's really the only way. Alright.
I was gonna say the only way maybe I don't know, like even if you somehow replay the load that, it wouldn't be enough.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
that's the only way I see it.
All
You
right,
can also
let's
kill
see it.
command your own. You can also kill command your own Shredder after attacking, but
Okay,
that might
let's
not
see
be
it.
even enough.
Let's see if he sees it.
Oh man, yeah,
There
he
it
sees
is.
it. But
going for it.
no, wow. Nihilum takes it.
Wow, so clutch.
Oh, RDU takes it. Oh my god.
Wow. Impressive.
Yeah, and you know what? Those were just really close games. Both our matches today were 6-5s, and our match last week between Nihilum and Liquid was also a 6-5. So Nihilum, they're like just winning by the skin of their teeth every single time.
What a series. That was very exciting for me.
Yeah, that's really entertaining. Just all the way through. Coming
Yeah.
down that, and we were predicting when there was when Forsenboys were up 5-4, we were predicting Jackie has this, like nothing can go wrong there. But just like that, 2 games in a row, like maybe a little bit of bad draws against the freeze mage at first, and that one Jackie had a good draw, but it's just like things didn't line up. He didn't get to use those fly bazookas very well.
Well,
Yeah.
if we look back at the standings, I mean the bracket. Hopefully, we can get that up on the screen ASAP. We can actually see that Temple Storm and Nihilum are actually going to face tomorrow in the winners bracket, and of course, whoever wins that series is going to advance to the finale in September 11 to 13, and then of course, only one team of Forsenboys and Archon are going to have a chance to play for the last spot. And yeah, Forsenboys and Team Archon, they're not going to be both going to the finale. Only one of them are going to go through.
Yeah, and another key point is that all 4 teams have to use the exact same deck lists as they did before. So what teams can actually do for tomorrow, or rather today, is that they can just like look up the games from their next opponents, rebuild the deck list, and get like 3 practice partners to just like do like demo runs of tomorrow's matches. Seems like a good way to practice. Did I just give Archon some ideas?
I mean, you're giving everybody some ideas, right?
Okay.
But it seems like that's very important. With $250,000 on the line, that would be a very good strategy to take for today, since tomorrow's matches will actually begin in how many hours? I'm bad at math. 17 hours from now. That's actually
wow.
not a lot of time, right? Just 10 hours of sleeping. That's like 7 hours of game time.
Yeah, you better be efficient with your time. You really want to study those deck lists as much as you can at this point. It's very important. There's so much on the line, like it's been mentioned many times.
Yeah.
Like you have those
It-
7 hours after sleeping. You better make it count.
Yeah, especially against like the weird deck list from Eloise and 6-0, right?
Yep.
Like you now that you know them, the deck list that is, the strategies are going to be much less powerful, and you can learn to predict what they're going to bring. So I think that's almost about it today. We have to thank our sponsors once again, Alpha Draft for fantasy esports for cash. You can create your own Archon Team League fantasy teams on Alpha Draft, and of course, the Amazon App Store where I get all my Hearthstone packs. Savitz and Amaz, I believe it's time for shoutouts. Savitz, do you have any final shoutouts for the day?
Thanks to Amas for having me, casting. It was a pleasure. The matches were really awesome. I've been watching the show anyway, but it's just I enjoy casting a lot. So, just
Yeah.
thanks to Amas, and that's it.
Aw, that's really nice of you. Well, yeah, I want to thank all the teams actually for participating in ATLC. It's going to be awesome, and can't wait to see tomorrow's matches where more teams are going to be decided. We have one team going to the finale for sure, and one team eliminated for sure in 6th place, and then of course we have Friday as well for the final game to determine the 4th and final spot of the finale. I guess shout out to the production crew. And we will see you guys tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. It's been really exciting, and we'll be back right here tomorrow, same time, with some fresh, all new TGT decks. See you then.